Alright, what's up, everybody? I think I flooded every chat. If you didn't get this week's drops, there's still like 30 minutes left on them or something. I think Will just said in chat. Said something about it. Hey, what's up, Professor X? I saw you in Wolf's chat yesterday. Still have not. Mark, let's see. Can you give me a tip who I should do in my team? Adam Warlock or Silk? Silk for questing, for sure. Wade Wilson, thank you for the follow. Starting off with a follow. Yeah, Adam's good, but he doesn't really have utility to just like burn through content. Silk's auto evade on specials and slow is going to come in real handy, so I would definitely. Why are all the bots like spamming chat? You're a noob, Ava. Hi, Ava. Alright, so. Let's, making sure that I have everything set up so I can switch to the stream when it starts. Alright, well, let's do some Battlegrounds. Make sure this is charging. Yep. While we wait and see. Wait for this stream. Yeah, I know a lot of the guys will have other streams going on, but my team will be Silver, 6-star I do, 7-star Captain Britain, Okoye, Silk, and Clairvoyant. That team should handle just about any content where you're at, in Act 6 and into Act 7. What's up, Zemo? Yeah, half we got a Kabam stream in like 45 minutes. That popped up. Did they like drop out of the map somehow? How do I already have 10,000 units? Yeah, I spent them all during Banquet, and then immediately after Banquet, I lived in Arena for a long time. And then when I participated in the Valentine's sale, because I thought some of the deals would be cool on stream, I spent to basically balance out my units that I was using. Dang, Zemo, 16,000 units already. See, I haven't been doing Arena since I started streaming. I'm kind of struggling to find the time to balance all that in. I had 0 at the end of Banquet. If I got any, they immediately got used. I don't know, I guess Havoc? Yeah, I know, Zemo. What's up, him? I'm kind of worried about introducing that so early on because I don't want people to think that's going to be the main thing. Okay, yeah, Mort. That team's going to cover like anything you're going to encounter. You only had 4,000 for Banquet. I was bad, huh? Man, me too. I was pretty low. How are you at 8,000 units over? Oh, because you spend. Why is my Twitch chat like not moving down? I'm at 0 units right now because of AQ. Ooh, that's. Well, you do have a smaller account and you're getting started. I understand. That kind of does make more sense. I shouldn't give you a hard time for that. You didn't realize it was me that you played the other day? Did we? We played each other? Him? It's with the equivalent of around 80 to 90,000 units during banquet. I mean, yeah, that investment's definitely worth it, but I was nowhere near 80, 90,000 units. Holy shiza. I'm trying not to start off the day with cussing. Especially because I'm going to restream the stream. What's your in-game name, Him? So I'm hoping that there's going to be cool drops, because this live stream's a big deal, right? We've got Essentia, we've got Ascension. I'm currently trying to get my R2. Good call. I'm an infinite unit depending on the day. I sent it to you online, added you to my group, and in-game name is Him23. Okay, cool. The most I had was around 50,000 units. I bought the gotcha box of crystals. Well, I don't blame you there. I got info by Lefty. There will be new drops. Cool, Mark. I just hope they're really cool, because I think these things are a big deal. So I'm hoping that... How did you find my line, 123? I don't even know how to tell people to add me online. Essentia and Ascension, yeah. So with all this new stuff, we've got to have cool drops, right? You started my tilt? Oh man. Never mind, I don't like it anymore. Tilt bet was bad yesterday, man. That was real. Way too much alcohol. We have to start watching the CCP channels for Thor Rag Twitch drop soon, because it's going to be over a couple of months. They might announce that this stream. So I thought I heard that they're not just doing that for the CCP Zemo, that it's going to be for everyone. Fun and interactive damage. Yeah, Finn, exactly. I love damage that comes from me not doing anything. But it kind of balances out this better, because at least you can damage her enough that you can win by speed, like this. You know. Because normally you have that fun and interactive damage, and you can't hurt her. So Crypto. Thank you for the sub on YouTube. It does not tell me who, but I do see that someone did it. Yeah, let's domino match it. Yo, to fintech. Okay. Didn't have to be real specific about it. Yeah, I think there was people saying that they thought it was gonna be for CCP only, and I'd have to look up where I saw someone was saying they're not just gonna do CCP, that the drops for people streaming MCOC has gone really well. But I think what I was reading was possibly conjecture. It wasn't like, you know, Pinwell posting it or Mike posting it. So, but we'll find out, because here at 12 o'clock, when you look at my Twitch, it's either going to say that I have drops or I don't. We should take that win and do like poker or something until the stream, because I think that puts me back at C6. Yep, back into C6. Show deck. I almost said show something, but... Alright, let's see. Obviously, we're pretty Mystic heavy. With this being 40, we're just going to do classes. All of my Science are basically defenders, with Torch and Spider-Woman kind of being emergency use attackers. I don't think they will have it on all till after the stream is over. I don't know that they're so worried about that Zemo, but I mean, we'll see. Exactly, Singer. That's what I almost said. Skill, also mostly defenders, except for, well, actually it's mostly attackers. And then Zemo, Dual Threat, Nick Fury, and Yelena for stalls if they don't have Chathra or Kushala. Ready for the fake laughs? What are you talking about for me? Mutant, Gentle, Domino, and Britain are basically defenders. Gentle is probably a little flexible on it. And then Jean and Onslaught are, if I think there's a situation they can nuke. I don't really know why I still have Serpent in the deck. To be honest, I don't use him at all. All these are attackers. Solvark, stall, sometimes attack. Penny is an awesome defender, even against Deathless Thanos. I don't know what's going on in this meta. He does not get her down quick. As long as they don't have Hulkling, Penny's been quite a fight. And then Zola, he's losing more value every day as people get the... in the Kabam stream. Yep, lots of fake laughing. Then we have the Mystics. I've only used Doctor Strange twice. I have to say, the more Kabam streams I see, the more I dislike her. This game across me is a bit vague, but since... Yeah, I mean... I'm not really going to comment on it. I will say there's times that it feels over-scripted, and I feel like maybe before Mike didn't always feel that way to me, but I don't know what his job is like, and if it just gets to a point where having that script is way easier for everything he has to keep in line or anything. So I don't say that from a place of judgment. Well, I haven't looked at it. It popped up. No, I get him. It's not that I disagree. I just try to look at it from melding it. I'm also on stream, so I'm trying to, Penny when Venom exists. No one uses Venom except for me, I guess. The Mystics are all kind of obvious that I want nukes. I've used Doctor Strange twice. One time he killed Servant. I mean, it was fast. If I actually dump my power instead of throwing red specials over and over, it goes pretty well. And Kindred's Kindred, so I think the rest of that is self-explanatory. Wiccan is reverse control immune. He's really good against Jean. I think, but I just don't. Eva, it's been hit or miss for me. Like, I don't know what seems to be the determining factor, but there's sometimes that after her first SP1, I basically go straight to an SP2 and they're dead. Right. Well, there's that. Well, there's also skill issue for me, And with me, I even know your name. I can't believe I never recognized that was you. Yes, you did take me down under 100 one time, so add him really quick. Yugjaswal, thank you for the follow. And Wade Wilson, if I didn't say it, thank you for the follow. Slinger. Hey, what's up, Yugjaswal? I just now saw your message. Sorry. I hope that didn't take too long. My Twitch chat keeps not scrolling down because it says that I scrolled, so it's paused. Nice pronunciation. I hope that I got at least close. Seriously, YouTube videos have died. Content's just bad. I just can't really think of content. Like monthly EQ bosses, I'll probably do hopefully a better version of that video again, but I feel like most people don't, at least from my experience, and I've only done it for like 3 weeks, most people don't, they would rather interact and talk to you about what's going on than watch you just talk while content plays. I don't know. That's just my take. Hot take, I guess. Today is Kabam live stream, right? Yes, in 30 minutes. There's also that, Ava. I mean, like I did the stream for the new AQ, Rampant Evolution or whatever, because I think it was labeled as like a blend of Nightmare Raids with AQ, and that was basically map 5. Like, I thought there was going to be this whole long stream, like we were going to crash and burn a few times and learn stuff, and unless it's a node in the EQ, there's a big pain in the ass. They don't care. Are you playing your favorite champions boss? I agree. I don't really ever watch that anymore. Yeah, I feel like that's most people, and that's all right. I mean, today you got Nico to rank 4. Congrats. Nico's a little mean. I don't know how she got the offensive kit that she did that also turned into being the best defender. Just more interactive and enjoyable. That's what I think too. So we still got 30 minutes. I didn't want to do another battleground because I'm not going to open that because I don't know what it's going to say. I wasn't going to do another battleground because I wanted to be in C6. She gets banned too much? Yeah. We ever really see? No, not anymore. I know whenever it used to be the Valiant Gauntlet, I would always watch those videos so that I could just like go in a one shot. But I like streaming more anyways, because if I wasn't doing this, I would be sitting on the couch or something and playing. At least this way I'm sitting around talking about it, even if I do get judged for screwing up and making dumb decisions. You miss streaming and making videos? You know, I didn't realize that you made videos, Finn, until the other day. How many rank 4s or rank 5s do you have? I have 1 rank 5 and I don't know how many rank 4s I'd have to loot. Oh, Bose Kondu? This is not going to go well for me. Yeah. No, not him. Him. That's a tanky Rentra. Dang. Do I want to take all the nukes? Yes, I'm trying to rank 4 Rentra. What sucks about ranking abs, though? I mean, he's enjoyable. For the most part. No, Slinger, I don't think I really get that judged. I mean, people make fun, but that's what you're here to do, right? Is to talk and bullshit. Said, I'm not going to cuss right away. And then What is this? Am I going to get mystics? He banned all my mystics. I banned all of his nukes. Meta is why salty people don't like meta jams. No, it's a geek bar. Yeah, Zemo, do you mean like salty, like, oh, they have a bad attitude, or salty the Alliance? Where am I from? I'm from Texas, in the United States. Oh, okay. Just clarifying. I don't know if I have the right mystics for this. EOP Arena right now because I never did it. That's how dead the game is. My channel was never big and it was mainly focused on war anime. I can't even remember the video that came up. Alright, work. I'm trying to force myself to learn to do the Tigra. And then the Mojo one. But that would also require ranking Mojo. Mojo still isn't duped. And the Tiger one is already shite. I don't know if Spiral can take this. I really didn't want to use Spiral already. We'll just use a Koi. I know he just wants to use Evo on defense. I've never done any of the old ones. Ava, isn't Chaos like the opposite of retired? Could be that I'm asleep then. Alright, more. Well, I'll be on for a while and then I'll probably be back later too. I thought most of them Ava required you to use like 3 or 4 stars. CCP challenge? Which one is mine? Yeah, I figured he was gonna win on speed. We lost anyways. Yeah, I have no clue how to use Mojo. Yugjai, oh, thank you for the compliment. I wish I was a little better. Oh, okay. I did not mind the Zemo one. The Avengers one was annoying. But I also had a 7-star rank 4 Zemo, SIG 200 when I did it. And I took all the others. Let's see if he's just gonna use Hulkling. I did not enjoy the Avengers one, and that could be because I never used anyone in that, except for OG Iron Man, and I think he does like 1 fight, 2 fights? Oh, why am I even doing this? Mixmaster, it doesn't matter, he's gonna do combo detonation anyways. I don't even have suicides unlocked. Or ouchies. Is that what I was supposed to say? That's CCB. 2 seconds too slow on the combo detonation. Where is my block, man? Where is it? Where is it? What's in the box? Okay, cool. I didn't finish that. You're right, game. Well, I should have just taken my C6 and done poker or something. But what can I say? I have a problem. Oh yeah. Why wasn't I pushing a special 2 anyways? He can't be reversed. Good game, Boss Condu. I knew I was losing when I saw your name pop up. Plus, that was just a crap trap. Keep forgetting that's in there. So... So Ava, why are you retiring? IRL issues. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know, because I've only been in it for 2 years. I'm just now... Yeah, I get that. Alright. Let's do one more. Make sure. Still isn't on. I'm just making sure they didn't start early or something. Do one more and then I'll switch to their waiting screen. Ava was just too good in defense. I still can't counter Enchantress. Enchantress is just something if you sit down, maybe watch a couple videos on, practice. It doesn't matter what star level of Enchantress, like getting rid of the spells and learning what they are, she gets way more manageable. Sometimes her AI is just going to decide that you lost, and there's nothing you can do about that. But you can make her way more manageable. High Evo is what he is, you know. I could have maybe thrown the first round, pushed the second round. I don't know. Get off the ground to stop that. I only play BGs now. It's the only game mode I never played. I was the opposite. Yeah. Right now, BGs is basically my focus. Maybe I would like to do a little bit more war. Yeah, I can see that. War just kind of sucks that it's 30 people, and if like one person has a bad run, you know, maybe they're just in a bad mental state or whatever. What's up, Condu? Beat my ass, huh? I didn't mean to not emo back. I had already quit as it showed. That come on. We literally have like 10 minutes. Get draft not skill so much. You did win on the draft, but also, I mean, your fights were. You did 30 seconds on Spider Woman, and you actually killed Photon. I haven't been able to kill Photon with Hulkling this meta. I don't know how people are doing it, and it's. I don't know. I keep hoping whenever I place her on defense and they have Hulkling that other people are going to have the same issue I have. And that's not what happens. Good lord, Omega, what is going on this morning? I have a friend request? We don't get friend requests. Dude has a ton of R5. Why isn't he using them? Oh, okay. I was like, what? Hold on, are they buried somewhere? Like, what am I gonna... Oh my gosh, I'm out of time. I need 5 or 10 more seconds. Too many of my bands are like, the seconds are counting, the seconds are counting. Okay. Does Zemo shrug off her buff immunity on pre-fight? So that at least means that Nico can't do the 20-second nuke. She may could still kill him, but it's not going to be the freebie. Let's go with Photon. I feel like she's a little bit more RNG than Yelena. You don't like any... I don't like people that are better with Starkey than me. Usually, I'm still learning him, and mine's only rank 3, so a rank 4 that's decent Sig is normally someone who's skilled with him, and someone skilled with Starkey counters, I don't know, 80 to 90% of your defense. And I could have shaved off 5 seconds as well. Seems I gotta learn how to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna ban the nukes unless I'm better with them than what I think most people are. Well, no, I don't really need defenders. Let's go that way. Boss Condu, thank you for subscribing. Hey, alerts are working. Starkey's almost got my R4. I want to rank 4 mine, but I have a 3 to 4 tech gem. No clue what to use it on. Like, just none. Yeah. I mean, he is a contender for that. Oh, you know what? He's gonna do... Wait a second. I see what's happening. I was able to pick Starkey and Banquet. Was my happiest day after finally getting Serpent. Yeah, that had to have felt good. He's probably gonna outspeed me here, but maybe I can out-health him. So many greats. Yeah, and I have a lot of them at rank 3. Sentinel, Fanta, Starkey, Ironheart. I have some rank 1s that need it. Idoom should probably be ranked for his Ascension and Prestige. Oh, I forgot that's only an instant kill on Bleed Immune. Yeah, you're probably right. Probably right, boss. The problem with Starkey is I'm not as good as most people that rank 4 him. Yeah. Yeah. Combo donation. Just wish I was better with him. Thought I was going to win this on health, but then that combo donation happened, and I now realize that stream is dead. Careful block. Stream elements, you're like 3 minutes late there. Ah, the health was not enough. Health was not enough. What's good enough for you? It's good enough. Wait, that's the wrong. I mean, no matter what, I have Kushala. Yeah, I was close, UI. I didn't think I was gonna get that one combo detonation. Pre-fights, Kurt. Pre-fights. Okay. Let's see if I can not eat a special this time. No, I went for a combo instead. Oh, I have to mess that whole thing up. Can I just restart? In the game, let me have a do-over? Do you think this person would agree? Come on, there's still a chance that he made mistakes. You just have to cooperate, thing. Didn't make those kinds of mistakes. Not Omega. He's too pro. Just can't beat that kind of skill. Oh, I was gonna do another one, but I won't make it to the stream on time. But we could do poker. So, in the stream so far, we managed to win one, get into C6, and then lose two, and make sure that we're quite comfortably not there. I was mentioned. I could try one more. I just don't want to. I don't want to miss anything. Seven minutes. Okay, we'll burn it. We'll see. If it looks like I'm losing anyways, I'll just drop out of the fight. Oh, well, I could take the friendly. I don't think I want this friendly. This friendly's gonna go bad. I'm gonna ban his venom. Can I get some of these out of the way? No. No, no. Maybe a 6. I don't know. Who all got banned? Oh, great. I banned Shatra for both of us. So all I did was hurt myself. Magic cook. Magic ain't cooking nobody. This is not a good open for this combo right here. Is this Alden? I'm about to get cooked by Alden. Yeah, there's not much I can do about that. I guess at least rank 3, Sig 200. We can. You have my respect for now. In it, you'll have my frustration. Discontent. Need to jump. Alright, boss. Thank you. Yeah. Let's do it. About to get beat. I don't know, I've never tried nope. Let's go this way. You said magic. I was thinking of Doctor Strange. Ah, he knows about absorbing man. This is gonna be slow. I have to go to SB2. Excuse me. Raymond 2, baby. Okay. Wow. 1,000 points to help. I believe. I have no clue what Pixie's gonna be like. The movie they showed of her was kind of weird. That fight should have been 45 seconds for me? I had to go up to SB2. And I don't know why that one heavy hit me, but whatever. Aw, he's taking a nap. You got sleepies. You don't have anyone for... We'll figure out this in a second. Oh, yeah, no, go. Do your thing, girl. Don't let me get in the way. Oh, I didn't have good energy damage. Sure. Oh, yeah. Let's parry. Why anything else? Ooh, ban the bot. Ban the bot. Oh, live down. New window. Switch. I'm gonna size this. Oh, I can't crop it? What I wanted to do. Should try Doctor Strange, but whatever. Stream is starting, so. Good game on GG. Alright, let's switch over. Let us switch. I don't know the best way to do this. I've never done it, so. Oh crap, I don't have sound. I don't have sound. Y'all can't hear my sound, can you? Audio input. No. No, not that. I am working on it. Audio.
Choose whichever one you want to go with there. And I am so excited to be sitting here with you for a very, very large live stream coming your way. We have some very important features to talk about today.
Hey, tell me if you have sound.
I don't know if you guys know this, but we have a very, very important edition coming to Marvel Contest of Champions next month called 7-Star Ascension. And I know you guys have been just waiting for some info on this. Well, there's been some info, but you wanted even more info on this. And we're going to lay out the entire thing today. We have some fantastic guests and a packed and loaded show waiting for you guys. So we're going to get into it today, but before we do, we just have one rule here on the official live stream. What is that rule, Finn? Roll the clip. All you got to do is just be Nice. I'm going to make a little deal with all of you today, okay? If you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you, and I'll also give you some Twitch drops as well. We got some loaded Twitch drops ready for you guys, and it's going to be nice and exciting to earn some rewards while you're watching the show. So let's start getting into it today. We are live on Twitch and also on YouTube, and we cannot wait to be here with all of you. So we do have some announcements today for the February 27th live stream. That Tooth and Claw saga, it's almost done. The February events, they are ending soon, so make sure you jump in there and get through all the content you want to get through. 7-Star Ascension's launching soon as well. Lots to cover there today. We have two guests talking about that today. Last call for that 7-star Kitty Pryde double track and a new Stellar Forge champion chase. That's starting soon. Stay tuned. We'll find out all about that today as well. We also have 10 champion tune-ups launching next month. You already know what they are, but we'll talk about those a little bit more later on. Now, everyone at home, I want you to buckle up because this is a really large stream. There are over 110 slides for this stream, so make sure you count along with me as we go through it. We're going to have a fun time. If you're discovering Marvel Contest of Champions for the first time, watching on Twitch or on YouTube, thank you for joining us. Why don't you download the game and play along with us? We'll all have a good time. If you've been here every single stream, welcome back. We love having you. All right, so Twitch drops. If you haven't linked up your account to your Twitch drops yet, make sure you do that. Go on into the settings and make sure you connect. Hit that Twitch connection button right there so you can earn some rewards simply by watching this live stream. We also have some giveaways. You all know about our giveaways by now. You got to go to playcontestofchampions.com/stream giveaway for your chance to win 1 of 5 Titan Crystals and 1 of 5 7-star champion choice selectors between the new champions for March, Pixie and Madeline Pryor. Really excited to talk about those champions later today. By the way, they are both absolute bangers. So, with all that being said, I think it's time to start getting into the show here. So, it is the last month of the Tooth and Claw saga. Oh, look at that beautiful, beautiful artwork. Beautiful screen cap here from the motion comic for Tooth and Claw, directed by our very own Kabam, Vincent, doing just such a phenomenal job with the story around the battle realm in the contest. There he is. Say hi, give a wave, buddy. There he is. Look at that beautiful face. Look at all those beautiful faces over there. Speaking of Kabam, Vincent, he's doing a fantastic job with the story in the event quest. So if you want to know what's going on in the contest, it's time to roar into the Savage Lands, my friends. Because this saga has seen Savage Lands move to New York City. We've seen Central Park be completely reshaped, and now Lower New Manhattan has opened a rift to mystical madness. But hopefully, the new arrival to the contest, Pixie, can slow the creep of goblin-possessed minions working for the Red Queen herself, Madeline Pryor. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm excited to see what powers will be unleashed upon the contest and all of its champions as this new adventure unfolds. Make sure you jump into the EQ this month so you can learn all about what's going down for the final month of this saga. Speaking of the event quest, we have some updates to the event quest coming in the coming months. Very excited to talk about that. That's probably going to be talked about on the next stream because there's so much going on in this one. But stay tuned. We got some exciting info for that coming your way very, very soon. All right, the saga overview here today. So listen, this is the 3rd month of the saga. I don't think we have to read through this list every time, right?
You think it's going to be a new 7?
The past 2 months.
Well, we know he's the final.
This month. We have some more surprises, but this saga is locked and loaded, man. And we got a nice month.
He's the final one, and he's going to be a cosmic.
But speaking of rounding things out, we got that saga chase for
we're 3 away.
Toad.
I've missed
That's right.
2
Now
subs
this
on
is either
YouTube.
7-star Toad. Also, there's a 6-star Toad if you're not at that progression level to get that 7-star yet. 6-star Toad was just tuned up alongside 7-star Toad, so he'll be a nice addition to your roster. So make sure you complete that daily super event every single day so you can add that slimy little guy to your crew of mutant champions. One little pro tip for you guys as well. You're probably about like a little more than halfway through. We have a larger month coming up next month with a lot of daily super events, so you're probably a little bit more than halfway through for Toad. Once you get that 7-star Toad, keep in mind, he is going to be in the 7-star Ascension base pool, so you might want to consider saving a Mutant Awakening gem. If you have one of those, use it on somebody else, see if you can dupe him naturally. On the other side, if you already have 7-star Toad, or if you get him from the 7-star Ascension pool before you get this, same thing with the Awakening Gem there. Just keep that in mind. You have that opportunity there. Kitty Pride, speaking of mutants, speaking of 7-star mutants, that double track for Kitty Pride, that's ending soon. So you got about 1 more month to pick up 7-star Kitty, and if you're interested in 6-star Kitty or 5-star Kitty, she'll be in the arena in the middle of March, along with those Valiant crystals as well. Crystals in Arena in the middle of March for Kitty Pride. All right, let's talk a little bit about some side quests that are ending soon. On March 4th, the Squad Builder Lunar New Year event is ending, so if you want that chance for that first appearance, 7-star gold pool, make sure you jump in, celebrate some Year of the Horse action. Did anybody in the chat get that 7-star gold pool? I got a 7-star gold pool. I was pretty excited about it. Actually took him up to rank 3. Kind of regret it, not gonna lie. Trophy champion, fun to have. Never going to use him, but great synergy with Nick Fury, by the way. So that's really cool, and he's cool to have, so that's pretty fun. So yeah, I got a few more days left. That one, this one is still going on as well. The AQ Rampant Evolution, our new AQ format, is live now. So this one has been receiving rave reviews all around the contest. I love to see it. I love to see that you guys are enjoying AQ. That's super fun to me. You know, there's been some very interesting feedback towards this. I've seen weird feedback, like I wish the defenders had more health. I wish there were more fights. I wish there was more paths, because I didn't want to be backup, and I'm backup in my alliance. Great, refreshing feedback to see for AQ, so it's great to see you guys are enjoying this one. I spoke to the designer the other day. I said I think he did a fantastic job. People are loving it. He was working really hard on this for a very long time, so super proud to see this go through the door, and I love seeing you guys enjoy this. It's been really fun to go through it. I went through with Gladiator, of course, and I used the unstoppable and unblockable buff duration increase, and he was unstoppable and unblockable the entire time. It was a lot of fun. So if you haven't done this yet and your alliance has this up right now and there's a couple paths left, jump in, try it out. This will, of course, be coming back. You know, I'm really excited to see how we can iterate on this new AQ event in the future. I think there's a lot of potential here for a lot of stuff we can do. So that's really exciting. Speaking of AQ events, we also have another Alliance Coliseum coming in March. Now, I do know that the previous one with Arcade was a little bit more on the difficult side. We definitely saw that feedback, so no worries there. This one should definitely not be on that same difficulty with Miss Kate Bishop here being the boss. So this one is going to go live on March 16th, lasting until March 19th. Now we're trying something a little bit different here, where the first 2 or 3 Alliance Coliseums, we did not let you know the champion tags ahead of time, right? We're going to try outlining these ahead of time and see what that does when it comes to any podium friction, right? Because, hey, let's say I used Zemo on day 1, right? He has only 1 tag, and I have a pretty darn good score. But then on day 2, he's got 2 tags. That doesn't feel super good, right? I would have wanted to use him on day 2. So we're going to see if we can maybe ease some of that friction here. So let's see. So on day 1, what do we got here? Let's get that slide back up. We got Ex Magica, nice little throwback there. Small Champions and Offensive Burst. For day 2, Provocateur, Medium, and Offensive Damage over time. And then on day 3, Magic Thief, Genesis, and Offensive Raw Damage.
I hope there's not much delay. I should have
the Alliance Coliseum. We're also tossing some raid tickets in there for the Alliance milestones in March, because we did notice there was a little bit of a hole when we moved from AQ to Alliance Coliseum when it comes to those raid tickets. So this should all be back to how it was starting in March. For Solo Coliseum, by the way, the Solo Coliseum is continuing on for a few more days, by the way, so you have until March 4th to get in there and beat up the Destroyer, to beat up, who are the other ones? We had Void, we had Havoc, and we also had Crossbones, so you can get some pretty sweet rewards, man. The rewards in Solo Coliseum are absolutely insane. From top to bottom, there's 1.5 Tier 5 Alpha. There's Titan Nexus crystals up top. You got to get in there. Even if you aren't at a tippy top progression, there's going to be stuff in there that's going to help you progress your account. So push through the Coliseum. Keep playing it, keep trying it. It's going to be a fun time. Solo Coliseum is absolutely going to return for round 2 in April. It's going to take a little bit of a nap in March. We got a lot of stuff going on in March, all right? So a little bit of a break between round 1 and round 2, but no worries, it is absolutely coming back. One thing with the rewards for Coliseum, we've seen a lot of summoners get their first rank 5s around the community. I've really enjoyed seeing a lot of the fun rank 5s that people have used. I got to give a very special shout out to my favorite one that I've seen, Mr. Killstreak13 here, rocking that veteran title as well for absolutely committing to the bit harder than I've ever seen anyone commit in my entire life. He has a 7-star rank 5 trophy champion Thanos at rank 5 as a 7-star. He's also the leader of the Alliance, 30 thrones to Thanos, rocking that double Thanos profile picture as well. I want to emphasize, by the way, this is old Thanos, not Deathless Thanos. So that is a really fun rank up. I'm seeing somebody in chat saying, rate my rank up, Werewolf by Night. I think that is a really cool rank 5, actually. It's a really, really cool one. Someone saying I saw a 7-star gold pool rank 5. Yes. Yes, I also saw that one as well. That one was also very, very fun. But with all that being said, those are all the things that are ending very soon. All right, a lot of content last month. Guess what?
Yeah,
there's even more content coming up this month. One of those being the Alliance War Encounter Showcase. We love these, right? This is coming back alongside the Saga Champion Showcase. Big important note here. This is starting on Thursday, March 5th. Not Wednesday, March 4th, like it normally would. So just keep that in mind if you log in to do it on Wednesday.
Alliance War Encounter Showcase, March 5th.
It'll be 24 hours later. So, of course, this one's going to be highlights of the previous saga, like always, the Founders War Saga. And huge shout out to Kabam Neuro, who puts these together. He was on our stream last month talking about Ascension stuff, and he does a fantastic job with these. The trigger volume stuff that we do, with like, the cubes and everything. Very, very fun in this quest. So jump in and try it out if you haven't been doing these. For the Saga one, that's the trigger volumes from the Saga one. So anyway, with another Alliance War Encounter Showcase comes an update to rewards. So you'll notice that the Tier 7 Basic has increased, right? We have Titan Shards and Refined XP. We got some Sig Stones. Between Alliance War Encounter Showcase and both of the Saga Showcases, there's one full Tier 7 Basic in there, which is really nice. Really, really nice. There's also 15% of Tier 5 Alpha fragments. That's about 9,000, give or take, a little bit more than that. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Speaking of that Saga Champion Showcase, this one's going to be focusing on Science and Mutant Paths, where you want to use Forbearance Champions. Go on in. We got those player beneficial nodes, those trigger volumes, lots of fun stuff in this quest. Jump in and try it out if you haven't. Really fun stuff. If you do both of those, you get a lot of rewards, man, including Class Sig Stones, 7-star Shards, Tier 7 Basic Fragments that go into that one full Catalyst, and 20 Empowered Grace Crystals. What could those be? I wonder if we're going to talk about those later on in the stream.
Empowered Grace Crystals.
We are. We absolutely are. All right. Talking about Saga
Is
content.
the volume good?
We
Can
also
everyone hear
have
it?
Tooth and Claw Incursions coming up. This is going live on March 11th, the following week. For this one, you're going to use Saga Champs to push through 15 zones. That might come as a huge surprise to all of you who wait for Saga Incursions every Saga. But this one's focusing on skill and cosmic champions, and of course, new boss hacks are going to come in to kind of work better with the Saga Champions. Older ones will be going out. Now, one big important announcement here regarding Incursions is that with this run, actually a little bit before, regular incursions are not going to return. This is for a few reasons. First of all, we're going to be using that time to, instead of building the regular runs, making sure they're going, fixing them when they don't work properly if they happen to break, which happens with regular incursions quite a bit. Instead of using that time on regular incursions, we want to put more effort into special event formats like glitch incursions, the symbiote incursions, to kind of just make incursions feel like a special quest as opposed to just an always active thing, right? So we have a forum post going live, likely next week or so, outlining this change, how this is going to work with rewards, all that kind of stuff. Spoiler alert on the rewards, it's actually kind of beneficial
too much,
at the end of the day. So since we're going to be a lot more concentrated
Alliance War
into the
Showcase
Saga Incursions
starting on
instead of having
March
the regular
5th,
ones running all the
they will have the next Stellar Forge
reward
piece
boost for the Saga Incursions. So we have the old ones here next to the new ones here. And as you can see, there are some big improvements. First of all, the shards are doubled, 7-star and Titan shards.
Now they're talking about the next
You get a full 7-star for doing
Incursion.
these 15 paths now. You also get 7,500 Titan shards. Your Tier 7 basic fragments has been multiplied by
shards, double
5.
Titan.
You're getting a lot more tier 4 alpha. You're now getting
more tier
47-star Saga Sig stones as opposed to 15 Sig crystals. And for a while, it's been 7-star 1 to 2 generic gems, right? Now, if you're a Valiant player, you can get a rank 3 gem here. That's a big improvement. So you're going to have a 1 to 2 Saga. You can get a 2 to 3 Saga as well. There's also going to be 30 empowered crystals for going through 15 zones. What are those? We're going to find out. There's also class ascension tokens in there as well. So big reward boost, honestly, to Saga incursions.
And then
really nice. Really nice stuff, honestly. So I'm really excited for these. These are always fun. And I'm pretty excited about what we want to do with incursions in the future as well. I feel like whenever we take incursions, do a fun little event with them, I feel like the team just really cooks up a nice meal with those. Glitch incursions was super fun. Symbiote incursions was an absolute blast. So putting more time and effort into those sort of events as opposed to the upkeep, of regular incursions, which are a bit outdated at this point, I think it's going to be beneficial for the mode as a whole in the future as we iterate on it. Speaking of things that are going away, this one I'm a little emotional about because I always enjoyed this content, but back issues are being removed. These are going to be deprecated from the game.
Back issues are being removed.
These are the variants
on
of
April
1 through 8. This is probably not going to be
40
relevant
days
to
finish
99% of the people watching this right now. They're like, oh yeah, I did that quest 5 years ago, right?
Reduce
just a little heads up that if you do want to complete these
refocus certain
before they're
resources
gone,
on
you have
other
about
aspects.
40 days to go through and play.
We may see a different
the
version
rewards
of
in there
variants
are
in the
not going to be
future.
super relevant to
Right
your
now, they're
account unless you're
outdated,
progressing
disruptive
through.
core
If you are
progression
still,
experience.
middle progression,
So if
there
we
might
want
be
units
some
from those,
rank
we
5
have to do
gems
them now.
for 5 stars in there that you might like. But there's a few reasons why we're removing this. For starters, it's just going to reduce some bloat in the game, which is going to be beneficial, all the way around. And also, they're just very outdated, right? And it's also going to just refocus certain resources and other aspects of the game. You wouldn't think that certain resources have to go towards back issues, which haven't been touched for years, right? But they do. When we update a champion, for example, we have to go in, update back issues, make sure everything is all cleaned up there, and we so we'll have to see where we go with that in the future. Those for some fun. All right. Speaking of some side events for March, we have Gwenpool's Gal Pal Guidebook launching on March 11th, and this one is to celebrate International Women's Day. So this is a really fun one because Gwenpool simply just wants to show off how strong and cool all her friends are, which I think is great. All right. So this is going to be celebrating we're going to be collaborating with our female community members in Marvel Contest of Champions around Battlegrounds. So the way this is going to be worked is that summoners are granted a 2-star version of female champions that they chose, and we're going to have some quests tailored specifically to highlight those champions. You're going to enter the quest, you're going to do the fights, and then you're going to get the rewards. Now, this is also really fun as well. I actually found this out yesterday, that Gwenpool will be teaching you how to use the champions in the dialogue, which I think is really fun. So make sure you read through the dialogue on this one. I'm excited to see what she says and how she guides you through it. I think that's really, really fun. Really cool stuff. Complete milestones for special titles and rewards as well, including some beautiful profile pictures celebrating the women of the contest. So huge shout out to all of the lovely ladies who make the Battle Realm just such a wonderful place to live in and earn these profile pictures that are designed by the art team, and we collaborated with our women content creators and also some women on and the art team, as always, say it with me, chat, they don't miss, because look at these beautiful profile pictures. And if you complete the content, there might be another special profile picture from Cat Murdoch as well, which you're gonna love. It's one of my favorites. It's really, really cool. We're going to save that one for a little surprise in-game, though. So get in there and make sure you see it. It's going to be really fun. Someone's saying thank you for the Psylocke picture. Yeah, it's a nice one. They're all really, really cool. I don't even know which one my favorite is. The Yelena one catches my eye. I like that one a lot. But they're all beautiful. They're all absolutely fantastic. Really, really great stuff. Look at that. Look at that. All right. All right. Talking about some other stuff going on as well. So when it comes to Battlegrounds, right, we feel like the formats for Battlegrounds have been a little stale for a little while now. So we're going to be experimenting with some new formats over the next coming seasons. Now, the first one for season 36, this went live with the current preseason. By the way,
updated deck size
my bad
bands.
for not letting you guys know that on the last live stream. That's on me. I should have totally told you about that ahead of time. Slipped right off my radar, so apologies on that one.
So next
but
season,
for season 36, we are experimenting with an update to the deck size and the amount of bands. So if you don't know, there's 40 champions in your deck right now, and also 5 bans. There's also going to be an increased number of rerolls per match. So that format update is live for the next 2.5 to 3 weeks, give or take. I forget when exactly Battlegrounds Season 36 ends, but this one's live until the end of this season. Then we're rolling back to 30 and 3. For Season 37, for preseason only here, we're going to be trying out a new node called Saga Control. And what we want to do with this is see if we can kind of shape the meta on defense utilizing nodes, right? So how this is going to work, essentially, all non-Saga champions on defense only take 5% of their health per second as direct damage, right? So basically how this works is, like, let's say if you put Enchantress on defense, if she's not a Saga champion, she's going to die. You can still use her on attack, right? So if you have someone who's more of a double threat, like let's say Onslaught, for example, right? If you put Onslaught on defense, he will die. However, you can still finish the fight in 5 seconds with Onslaught on attack, right? So we want to see what this does. Preseason, we really want to hear feedback on this after it goes live. I do ask that, you know, jump in there during the preseason, try it out, actually get some hands-on experience here to actually give some feedback on it. Based on how this goes, we might toss it into the Gladiator circuit for Season 38 if it does well. If it doesn't, then we won't. But that's why we're testing things out. When it comes to Season 38, we're going to be going with an experimental format for this season only as well. What we're going to be doing here is we're not going to be giving points for attacker health remaining. There's a few reasons why we're trying this one. We're just, again, experimenting with the mode. It's been stale for a very long time, right? So we're going to be trying that out. Experimenting might be, you know, a bad word, right? For example, because it's not so much an experiment. We're updating the format for a season, and we're going to see if it's something that we like to bring back in the future, right? At the end of the day, this is going to be giving a larger focus in Season 38 towards the speed of the fights, right? So those Battlegrounds nukes are probably going to have a lot more value in Season 38. There are some nodes to accompany this as well, where there's it's like some biohazard, hazard shift type of metas, right? So it should open up the attacker pool as well. Again, let us know what you think. Always interested to read all the... Right, speaking of things that are coming very soon.
Now we get
launching
to talk about
on
Essentia.
March 9th, we finally have Essentia coming to the game. So this is the consolidation of engagement-based currencies. We've been talking about this one for a very long time, since Radiance launched about 11 months ago, give or take. We said if Radiance goes well, we want to do the same thing with our engagement-based currencies too. Well, Radiance went pretty well, I would say, right? Everyone seems to love Radiance. Radiance is great. So now we're doing this with our new currency called Essentia. So at launch, this is going to take Glory, Battlegrounds tokens, and artifacts. They're going to be combined into Essentia. Now don't worry, we're not going to take your stuff and just auto-convert it. What we're going to do here is we're going to put up a little trade-in bundle in the store to exchange old currency. If you have a lot of old currency, a lot of Glory, Battlegrounds, tokens, artifacts, all that stuff, right?
And incursion
you can then trade it
all are going
in
to go into
for
one.
Essentia. Essentia has a cap of 100,000. It is a fixed cap. It's not unlimited, of course, right? So that seems low, right? But of course, it's all relative at the end of the day. It could be 600,000, and then things would be more expensive. It's all tuned, you know, accordingly there. The way this is going to work is that we want it to have a similar purchase power to existing currencies, to that.
Hey, but I don't think that's killing BGs. I think experimenting is good.
To all of that,
they should
right?
try different things.
However, at the same time, this is an update, right? So we feel like engaged players, they're going to earn more Essentia, more of these resources
I would have preferred
can, and also buy
no
more valuable
points
resources
or no win
as a whole.
if you don't KO
and
the defender.
This is very important.
Then
Unlike
no
Radiance, unlike
points
the Glory
for
store, there's no
health.
cost curve as you continue to purchase more things from the Essentia store. So if you buy, I don't know, some tier 2 alpha is a very bad example. If you buy some tier 7 basic fragments.
so you're saying to use suicides.
For however much Essentia the first bundle is, the second bundle is going to be the same cost, okay? So yeah, we have a dev diary out on all things Essentia that went live last week. Live March 9th, and we're pretty excited for it. With that, we're also going to do a pretty large overhaul to the Mysterium store, and it's actually going to get less valuable as a whole, intentionally, right? Because what we want to do here is we want there to be less important things that you have to track all the time. So right now, the way Mysterium works is you do your side quest, you do your you get your Mysterium, then you go to the store and you trade it in for all these bundles. So that's a little convoluted at the end of the day. What we're going to do here is we're going to take those rewards that's currently in the Mysterium store, we're going to take them and push them into the side quest. So now you just kind of get them from the side quest rewards, so you don't have to go through the extra step. At the same time, we're not going to just delete the store entirely and the currency, but we are going to use that as a home for legacy items for lower rarity champions. That way we can keep the Radiant store and the Essentia store more so geared towards premium relevant items. That's going to actually progress your account. But if you're a collector and you like to rank up your lower tier champions, there's going to be a store where you can go in and get those items. At the same time, this is where like Saga Champion, Chase Champion bundles are going to live as well. So that's why Mysterium is still going to stay. But at the end of the day, if you're looking for where are my valuable resources, you're going to have engagement currency and competitive currency. And Radiant and Essentia are going to be at the top there, with Radiant still being a bit more premium, right? This full swap is happening in April. However, the old and new store will be present in March to ease the transition, and then all of the side quest rewards will be updated in April as well. So we said that Radiant should be a little bit more premium than Essentia and, of course, Mysterium, right? So that means it's time for an update. So March 11th, 2 days later, we're also updating the Mysterium store as well.
March 11th,
so this is going to be nice. It's going to be nice, right? Some new items in there, reduced prices on many top items too. Some examples, Tier 7 Basic Catalyst, for example, is going to be dropping from 100,000 down to 80,000 Radiance, which is nice. Sig Stones dropping down by a bit as well. If you buy all of those, that's going to be a nice reduction in the cost. Tier 6 Class Catalyst, we're actually doubling the amount of catalysts that you get and also reducing the price. So if you had some trouble with Tier 6 Class Catalysts around like Banquet Time, for example, we saw that a lot. That's double as much. New items as well. Tier 5 Alpha Catalyst fragments. Not too much Tier 5 Alpha in there. About 6,300 fragments per cycle. Those are still super new, super rare. But we are also adding some 7-star relic materials as well. 40 innate stones, and also the first time you can get those Tier 2 Celestial Alloy fragments from a store. You can get them in Coliseum, and they were in Banquet and everything, but now they're going to live in the Radiant store as well. Also, Limbo tokens. Starting on March 11th, there's going to be some Limbo tokens in the Radiant store, which is super duper exciting. Also, I don't know if you guys know this, but Thor Ragnarok, he was the winner. And we have a very, very special guest here to talk about Thor Ragnarok and also all things happening with Twitch drops as well. Welcome back to the live stream, one of my best buds in the world, Kabam Dork, also known as Dorky Diggity Dave. What is going on, my friend?
Thank you. It's been quite a long time since I've been back, and we're going to talk about the Thor Ragnarok that you're going to get. We talked about that at Summoners Fest. We talked about it again at a previous live stream, because I don't remember when I came here last. And we're going to talk about, it's been a few months. It's been a few months. It's all right. I've been hard at work for the massive amounts of people that were asking where I've been. Just kidding. I'm just here to talk about the Twitch drops that are up and coming. So let's go ahead and toss that up, because I know we've got a lot of stuff to talk about here coming soon.
Really quick clarification. Thor Ragnarok is not coming next month, right? Twitch drops. New Twitch drops are coming next month. Yeah. Just want to say.
But he does drop the hammer.
He does.
Don't say that.
That's right.
But he doesn't. He's not going to have one this time.
Definitely don't say that.
It's a different one. I don't know. It's a different thing.
Let's talk about those Twitch drops.
Anyway, all right. Let's go ahead. Let's toss that up on the screen. And so the Twitch drops. I've been working with the team on this. It's been a long time coming. There's a lot of stuff that you got to put together to make this happen. But we are going to completely overhaul. It's a new schedule, updated rewards, and everything. You've already kind of gotten a piece of how we've been doing this over the last few months. We've been experimenting with a lot of different formats. The one thing that I know you all loved so much was 12 hours straight of Twitch drops, but I'm sorry I'm taking that away because I like taking things away that people like. Okay, just kidding. All right, so moving on, we're gonna have a new chase item called
CCP
Observance. Have you ever felt like somebody was watching you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have, actually.
Yeah, it's a musical experience. Anyway, yeah, so good. So good. It rocks. Well, all right. I'm sorry, he's just staring at me. All right, so it's going to be, it's still, huh? All right, we're going to flip the mic. You know what? I'm just going to go like this, and I'm going to do.
That works.
I am going to do straight up influencer style here, because I used to once do that. All right, so.
Okay, that is his mic.
Okay,
I keep thinking
Observance.
it's mine.
Observance is going to be a new chase item. It's going to be used to get an exclusive 7-star Thor Ragnarok. You're going to earn that through drop milestones throughout each month, right? So just like you do with our Twitch drops, this is just going to be another item that you can collect and go into a store and pick up your Thor Ragnarok. But not only that, once you've gotten him once, you can get him multiple times in the year if you want. But I think you're going to want the Ascension a little bit more, and that's going to be available after your first claim. And then we've got the final tuning going on right now. We're just kind of like finalizing some things in terms of rewards and how they work. One big thing here, though, is that they are going to be gated rewards. So you're going to want to make sure that you are progressing as much as possible. That's right, I'm looking right in the camera. You go ahead and you make that progression happen. You do that, because we have some more things to talk about on that later on as well. Now, this streams right now. This streams. Well, you know what? It is kind of streams because there's going to be others after this, but not ours. Yeah, it's open to all streamers right now. MCOC content creators, streamers, regular streamers. It's all open right now. You'll notice that there's additional rewards here. We just want to give you guys a little bit of a taste of kind of the things that we're trying to do here. But by the end of the whole track, for a total of about 3 hours, I believe, you're going to get 2 7-stars. So that's pretty nuts right there. So
that's for today, right?
That's for today.
Did that make it in? We made it in with the all the 7-star stars?
I would hope so, because I definitely tried.
I kept saying right now it's available.
There was a time yesterday where we maybe had to pivot.
We are all good. We are all good. This is not babbling nonsense. This is letting you know that you have rewards and how all of this stuff is going to work moving forward. So if that is babble, then I will babble on.
Initial push.
Continuously. I'm sorry. You know, I can't help it. Okay, now additional Twitch drops. Kind of follow this new structure that we did over the last month. So we're going to open them up week by week. So you'll be able to go and watch your favorite content creators, watch new content creators, discover new content creators, all that good stuff. It's going to be amazing. So watch for announcements on additional rewards after this first track. As a reminder, after this live stream, even if you don't get all the rewards, you can just go watch anybody to finish up the track, right? So you don't have to watch this entire thing to completion in order to get to the last milestone. Watch anybody after the stream. Okay, moving on. All right, so we're going to have 2 main tracks moving forward. There's the new sagas. So like today is the end of this, well, not the end, but the end of the month, essentially. We're going to start a new saga coming soon in April, and that's going to be a new track. That's where we're going to introduce this. After that, you're going to have standard month, like this month is, to the current Tooth and Claw saga. So 2 different tracks. You're going to have to wait to see what the standard months look like. No more 12-hour drops, but they're going to be split into 4 weeks, like I mentioned. And the official live stream exclusive drops for live viewers. Now, right now, all of you people right now, we're about, 20K, 18 to 20K right now. All of you made time to come 24K. How about that?
How about it?
It almost sounds like it should be a carrot in the air somewhere. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Okay, so you guys are all here watching this live. We appreciate it. We love it. And we want to reward you because you make time every single month to be here live and interact with us. So there's going to be exclusive Twitch drops for all live viewers moving forward. And if you show up, that's fantastic. But
drops
fear not, if you can't make it, we're still going to have the week 1 Twitch drops
From
that
watching any
activate
creator
immediately
afterwards.
after the live stream, so there's going to be plenty of stuff there for you. But we just
they're
wanted to
gonna
add a
have
little bit
stuff
extra
specific
for
to them
live
to
viewers.
watch this.
Thank you very, very much. So weeks 1 and 3 of the month are going to be open to all content creators, whether you are in the content creator program or you're just wanting to get into the content creator program, or you just like streaming
you don't have
MCOC
to
on your own. So
consider
there's going to be something
anything.
for you. On weeks 2 and 4,
I'm not gonna
they're going
judge
to
it till I
be
try
our
it.
content creator
I think
program
y'all are right
exclusive
about how it's
drops.
gonna
So
go,
come and
but I'm just
discover
gonna
our content creators, see what they're all about, and we've got a pretty great track there for them. And so go ahead and support your favorite CCP content creator for Marvel Contest of Champions. All right.
If I don't keep this as the main
now, some
screen,
featured rewards.
it
Again,
takes
these
it off
will
the
be
stream.
tuned to progression.
I
You're
can't
definitely
have the
going to
chat
get
up.
observance. Which is I like that.
That's a nice
It's
name.
growing on me
It
now,
is.
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
See, it turns
yeah.
black.
It's good stuff.
to-
All right, 7-star rank up gems and sig stones are going to be available. Exalted crystals and other crystals, lots of stuff in there. Awakening gem
Refresh.
crystal shards
That's
and
fine.
Find out
are
very
we gonna
soon,
find out?
actually.
Empowered crystals are in there, and
I'm sure not a lot though, so I
yeah.
feel like that's going to be a nice amount across the contest.
yeah, it's
Whatever that
it's
is,
good.
though.
I'm so glad that they're in there. I was like so generous. You can put those in there, really? Well, let's do it. All right. And that is all I have for the future of Twitch Drops. It was fantastic to be here and,
Dude,
and
we love
talk with
having
you.
you here, man. Dave Works does a lot of work for all you guys behind the scenes, nonstop. I work with Dave every day. We work all hours of the day, way too much, both of
Yeah,
us,
it's a little
honestly,
much.
if we're being entirely honest.
It's a little much.
But he does a lot. He does so much for you guys behind the scenes, and we always got your best interest here, and we're always looking out for you guys. We love you guys. At the end of the day, we've both been in this community for a very long time. We don't plan to be out of this community for as long as it exists.
I hope not.
I hope not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just always sending our love right to you guys, and it's always great having you back on the stream, man.
Yep. And just a reminder, exclusive Twitch Drops for live viewers. So plenty notice for next month. For April, it's going to be starting there. So if you like watching us live, if you're watching this on a replay and you want to get some of those rewards, jump on in. There's going to be extra observance in there. So just kind of throwing that out there. And we'll see you guys live on the next one. At least I will, or I'll be watching.
You'll be watching.
I'll
You
be
won't
watching.
be here for the next one.
Yeah. Then you won't have to wonder why. Why does it feel like it?
Yeah.
That's fine. It's all right. It's all good.
Anyway,
Does it
I
feel
like
like
that
our
song.
voices are out of sync?
Thank you so much to Kabam. Down all the upcoming Twitch drops that he's been working so very hard to
if
make
that's
possible for all you guys. I'm very excited for that. Speaking of one thing that I'm also very excited for, before you go, Dave, let me know, are you excited for the launch of 7-Star Ascension?
Oh, absolutely. I like how you said, like, for Mysterium, you're like, yeah, if you're a collector of sorts, yeah, that's an interesting word that you used, collector.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just, since we're all here as
Because he's talking about collections.
room,
we
I'm just
go.
saying it's kind of cool.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Anyway,
like CCP
point is,
exclusive
7-Star
drops.
Ascension is launching
Smaller,
very, very soon,
more,
and
because they're
we're
low
going to
on
learn all about that today. And we have
Susie, but they didn't say they're
going to
have any CCP
for Ascension. But
exclusive
before we do that,
drops.
we have a little video we're going to
But
watch breaking down the entire thing. Then we're going to break it down step by
I'm
step. So don't you
worried.
worry. Let's
He kept
start getting
saying right now.
What is going
It's
on,
open to any
Summoners?
creator right
In case you
now.
haven't
Anyone
heard,
streaming
Ascension's back, but this time it's bigger and better
MCOC
than
right
ever.
now.
Today, we're diving deep
Like,
into 7-Star
I kept waiting on him to
Ascension.
say,
Unlike lower
but in
areas,
2 months it's going to be
7-Star Ascension
CCP
does
only.
more than simply
And you're not going to get to
increase your
CCP
attack
without
and
the
health.
help of
It also increases your challenge
props, I
rating,
don't think.
prestige, and unlocks a new gameplay mechanic called ISO Burst. All of this increasing your champion's
I think this
power
ISO
even
burst is
further.
where the current champions that
Burst
maybe
is pretty
seem
simple.
mid is going to
Throughout
take
the
off.
fight, your might bar will increase on its own, and once it reaches the maximum threshold, ISO
what it
Burst will
does.
activate automatically, giving your champions a
So,
burst
it's
of
active.
extra attack. Well, that's great, but how do we make this happen? For starters, only certain 7-star champions will be enabled for Ascension, with more added in various ways over time. And from certain crystals, such as the new Empowered crystals, ascendable champions will come in cluster drops. These grant not only the champion themselves, but also new materials needed to ascend your champions further.
So those are for the
That's
crystals they
because
were
there
saying that are in
multiple
everything,
levels
right?
of 7-star Ascension. At launch, 2 of the 11 levels will be be available. And if you pull an ascendable champion this way for the first time, they'll automatically be ascended right then and there. And get that sweet new ascended 7-star border.
Okay, the
Class
border looks
tokens
sick.
and champion
I'm
tokens
not trying to
will be used
fangirl.
ascend your
The border
champions
looks
further,
sick.
along with some primordial dust. And that's really all there is to it. 7-Star Ascension launches on March 5th. And to celebrate, we'll be giving away a Greater Empowered Crystal so you can get that first Ascended Champion right away. So, who are you
Oh
hoping
my
to
gosh,
ascend
they're gonna
first?
launch
Let
and
us
we're
know
gonna
in the
get
comments. And
the crystal,
until next
so
time, we'll see you.
You don't even
in
decide
the
your first ascension. They're going to give us a crystal on launch and spin it, and whoever it lands on is automatically ascended.
All right, so that
I'm gonna
was
get Korg.
7-Star
He was my
Ascension
first
launching
7-star.
on March
It'll
5th.
happen
Now,
again.
I know you guys have been begging for more info. You've been saying, give me more info. I want more info. We are going to give you so much info today. You're going to get so tired of getting info. You're going to say, I don't want any more info. Enough info on Ascension. We're going to break it all down today. Don't you worry. Now listen, we revealed Ascension a while ago at Summoners Fest in November, and ultimately we didn't want to keep you in the dark until we were ready to let you know things. So we gave you information bit by bit as we confirmed things, as we locked things in, as we made our final design choices. So ultimately, when we give you information early, sometimes it's going to be a little fragmented, right? So the options were either save everything until today and have a massive info drop, or put things out bit by bit, right? So ultimately, I feel like we have a pretty good grasp of what Ascension is across the community, but now we're going to lock it all into place today so that we're all prepared for the launch. Now, I know this feature like the back of my hand at this point. I've been living in this feature for a very long time. However, there are people who know it better than me. So I brought in an expert today, my very good buddy who's been working super duper hard on this, a new face to the Marvel Contest of Champions stream. Welcome, Carson, aka Kabam, Good Coffee. What is going on, my friend? Thank you for joining us on the official stream to talk about Ascension.
Hello, I'm very happy to be here. Happy to share a whole bunch more information with everyone here.
Fantastic, man. Now people have been starving for more info about, how to get Ascensions, the level up cost, where is it going to be, all this kind of stuff, right? But before we get into the meat and potatoes today, why don't you tell some of the people at home, who are you? What do you do? And what do you do with MCOC?
I feel like I keep having it refreshed.
I do a lot of the rewards. A lot of the rewards you see. Primarily,
I'm
I'm
ask
super
one of the
excited
other
'cause,
larger
a
streamers
lot
how
of my
they
work
do
so
it
far
so
has been
smoothly.
from some other things. I did a lot of
I also feel
Summoners
like I'm
Fest
echoing.
content, and then I just touch a lot of the other stuff throughout the game, but we've got a brilliant team here, so I can't take credit for all that work. We do a lot of stuff together.
Fantastic, man. Yeah, great answer, by the way. I asked Carson that question yesterday in rehearsal, and his brain kind of short-circuited. He was like, I can talk about MCOC all day, but talking about myself, that's a little tougher. We're having some tech issues with the microphone, I believe. Let's change the camera angle, though, while we fix that. Anyway, before we get into all the meat and potatoes of Ascension today, let's have a little bit of a recap of what we know. Can we get the slide deck up right here, Finn? When we talk about that? Beautiful. So, 7-Star Ascension, just a little bit of a recap here. So it's launching on March 5th, and it's the next level of progression. So the way it works is that essentially you can take those certain champions even further beyond their current power level. So there's 11 levels, and 2 are going to be live at launch. This increases attack, health, challenge rating, and also prestige, and unlocks a new gameplay mechanic too. All brand new champions released in standard fashion will be ascendable at launch, and as time goes on, champions will be ascendable in various different ways. We good on the tech issues, by the way? Wrapped up in the pocket. All right, so we're having some microphone issues here. Want to make sure you can hear everything
Separate the
Carson's
screen
saying.
so I could.
So just
still
gonna
see
just
chat.
iron that out real quick.
You're just staying
We good there?
retired.
We good now? We're good now. We're getting the
I think
thumbs
this
up. We're
sounds
doing
good,
it live,
Ava.
folks.
What do you
That's
dislike
what happens
about
when we
Ascension?
do it live. All good. So another thing here is we're talking about retroactive rewards, right? So this is another one of your babies, Carson, right? You
Yes.
can pull that out a little more so you don't have to
more.
hold it. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a new thing. We have holding mics now here on the stream.
Yeah.
But that's great, right? So retroactive rewards. This is another one of your babies, really.
Yes.
So walk us
All 6
through
are guaranteed
RER,
to be
which is
a
how we're going to refer to it. Retroactive economy rewards, what it is and why we do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is something that started because all you guys in-game are doing lots of really great things, and there's not always rewards or things for you that we feel serves up to the effort you're putting in at the time. So this is a way that we can start to plan things out and give you things early before the content is actually ready to land within your account. And yeah, this has been one of our sort of initial goes at this, so we appreciate you all learning along the way and giving us our feedback on the process. But we're super excited about how this one's going so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And we actually have different forms of RER that are going to be paying out over the next few weeks. And we actually had some that started paying out as well, right? So let's start talking a little bit more about those super duper shards. So the first wave of RER went out actually a few days ago, right? You might have seen those super duper shards that went live into your mailbox. That's going to be going towards the super duper Ascension box going live next week with the launch of Ascension. You good? Oh, okay, we're good. Oh, okay. Oh, that's great. I love that, actually. That's fantastic. Okay, let's get a really fun thing when we go back to Carson. Anyway, can we get the slide deck up, though? Slide deck up. Beautiful. So, Super Duper Shards did start going out this week. Now, there are going to be more Super Duper Shards coming to your inbox. Now, the reason being is because starting with the launch of Ascension on March 5th, every 7-star that you dupe is going to give you Super Duper Shards in real time. So on top of just the Titan Shards you normally get, you're also going to be making your way towards the Super Duper box as well. Now, Carson, why did we do this?
Yeah. So we wanted to reward you for, the content and the things you're already doing. And we know a lot of you players out there are getting into the game. You're getting lots of 7-star duplicates, and you don't always feel like you're being properly rewarded for that. So this is a way to expand upon that and to start to get some of that stuff into your account so that you can use it right away when Ascension Plus launches.
Absolutely. So there's going to be one more pack shards going out. However, you do get extra Super Duper Shards for duping Maxig Titan crystals, right? For the time being, we're still going to have to send those retroactively as well, but we are looking to get that implemented into the game so that those just naturally give you more, Super Duper Shards as well, right? Going forward. Yeah. All right, so let's talk a bit about the Super Duper Ascension box. These are the champions that you're working towards with those Super Duper Shards. You have Immortal Abomination, we have Arcade, we have Corvus Glaive. Can we get the image up? Corvus Glaive, Danny Moonstar, Hitmonkey, and also Spiral. There are some really fun champions here that are going to do really well with Ascension, I think. So I'm pretty excited for that. So Carson, how many Super Duper Shards did you get?
I have 15,000, which is a very interesting number, which we'll get into in a future slide, but some of you are already aware of that number and the importance of it.
It's almost like you rigged it, man. Yeah. You got exactly 15,000.
Just about.
That's crazy. Yeah, I got about 80,000, actually, so I opened a decent amount.
Far ahead of me.
During banquet, I will say. But I'm excited. I'm going to get about 5.5 of these, right? Yes. So I'm really excited to open this. It's going to be a really, really fun time, but let's talk more about the specifics here. Let's talk about the Super Duper box. So this does go live alongside Ascension. Like we said, we want you to be able to jump in on day one and open these shards, right? And I already said in the video, I can't save the reveal that like, hey, there's going to be also a free crystal for you to get, a special Ascension. So you're going to have a few Ascensions like right away, especially if you have Super Duper shards. But this goes live right away. It costs 15,000 shards, and it grants a cluster drop. More on that in just a bit. But you get 250 shards per 7-star dupe, and 500 total from Maxig Titan crystal dupes. Now, actually, we just upped that number yesterday, right? So any additional shards that would have been there for the first wave are going to be attached to the second wave. So we wanted to make those Titan Maxig dupes just a little bit more valuable, right?
Absolutely, and this is part of the nature of the retroactive rewards that we're doing. We're trying to figure these things out ahead of time, get as many things locked in. But as we go and as things change, we will along the way we'll figure out we can give you more, like in this case. So we're really excited to have been able to make that change and get that out to you guys as soon as we can.
Absolutely. Now tell me a bit more about this box in particular. So it says here we might do more in the future, but it'll be a new box and a new pool, and these shards will not transfer to a new box.
Correct. Yes. We wanted to be super clear with this box that these shards are for this box. You don't have to worry about saving them or spending them on anything else. There should be no reason not to spend on this box or spend your currency on this box. With a fixed pool as well too, so you don't have to worry about this pool growing or the champions within it changing or things going amiss on you and changing up your plans. You can comfortably take your Super Duper shards and put them towards these champions.
Yeah, I think that's great. And like from speaking candidly, strictly as a player, I feel like sometimes we have so many choices. which champion should I rank, which should I do, what should I do, right? It's kind of nice to like make progress towards a box like this and not have to make any consideration at all. And should I shave the shards for the rollover? Should I open it later? It's like, I got 15,000. There is a 100% benefit to open it and make some progress towards my account.
For sure. And you can open it multiple times, and you'll consistently, slowly get through it. You'll get through it more and more, all the way up to level 2. And we have a little and beyond text there as well, which we'll get into in a little bit as well too.
Sounds great. Let's move on along because we have some more RER and some more stuff with cluster drops, right? So cluster drops as a whole are meant to make your featured pulls more valuable. So pulling a featured champion from a featured Valiant Crystal will also grant a cluster drop, granting their Ascension 1 materials. Now these specifically are the champion themselves, which, by the way, if you pull an Ascended champion from a cluster drop or crystal they're in, you do get the champion. If you have them at SIG 40, they will now be at SIG 60. You also get one champion-specific token for them and one class Ascension token for them as well. Now, any ascendable champion that you pulled from a featured Valiant Crystal from or Paragon from Lizard onwards will be sent these materials through retroactive economy rewards, right? And those will be out in a few weeks after the feature goes live, right? So we can get the final tally and send them out and all that kind of stuff. But we also do have a little surprise as well, speaking of Lizard, right? The Lizard celebration is not just from the Valiant crystals, right?
If you currently have 7-star Lizard, you will be ascended.
Everybody right now who has a 7-star Lizard will also be able to have a level 1 Ascended Lizard 2. Because on top of any featured crystal, right? If you get Lizard from any source as a 7-star, since the reveal of Ascension, you're also granted 1 Science token and then 1 Lizard Ascension token per each Lizard pool. And the really cool part of this is that we're extending the Lizard Celebration bonus until March 12th.
Yes, absolutely. We're, again, similar trend with some of the other stuff.
Oh, you have
we're trying to make
March
sure we can get as
12th
much
to
of
get
this
it.
stuff to you as we can. We're super happy to be able to extend this into the next Titan Pool rollover. So that will be hopefully super fun for everyone here. And I know I'm excited as well too.
Yeah, I'm pretty
that's
excited.
good.
I'm really
So the
excited
people
for
that don't
I really am,
have
because the next pool is really exciting. There's a lot of fun champions in there. Heimdall's
now
going to
can
be in
still
there,
wait
by the
till
way,
the
who
next
I
one.
really want Heimdall. So I also need to pull a few more Lizards too. So I hope to kind of do some 2 birds with 1 stone there with the rollover. But that's really cool.
This will be
be able to
continued
get
though
on
through
the
the retroactive rewards, so you won't see the token pulled directly with the Lizard champion,
Right.
Which is an important note.
That is a very important note. Yes, great note. Nice, man. That's good. So let's talk a little bit more about some cluster drops, okay? So this is what a cluster drop looks like, essentially, and you did see this in the video, right? But let's break it down a bit. So as you can see here, we pulled and ascended Adam Warlock, okay? So now Adam Warlock dropped as a cluster drop here alongside 1 Cosmic class token and 1 Adam Warlock champion token, right? Now those are your Ascension, because just like ranking a champion, each Ascension rank, I didn't change that rank to a level. Each Ascension level has a unique cost, okay? So similar to ranking champions, each one has a unique
Ascension
formula.
level.
These are made from items in cluster drops,
along with different tiers of primordial dust.
Now, Carson,
So the stuff I've been
I'm
using
so curious here.
on 6
Can you walk
stars,
us
because there's no use,
how
is
many
something we're
tokens
gonna
I need?
need.
Like, what's the formula for all of this? Like talk to me about
Plus
the
you need
Ascension level up cost.
class
Absolutely.
Ascension
So
token,
for Ascension level
and then
1,
the
we've
character.
got 1 and 1 champion specific token and 1 class specific token. And this is really so we can continue, and as you've seen in some of sort of the other content we've talked about so far with this, we can include the champion with the initial Ascension 1 materials very easily. This will be great for anyone in Paragon or anyone sort of just starting to get into the 7-star sort of ecosystem we have, because this will make sure that when you're getting Ascension, you're
all complicated.
a good portion of the time also getting
It is complicated.
and if you're further along, you'll also
think
get
and
a
I hope
duplicate, of course,
that's
of Awakening
for
with your
right
Ascension level
now,
1,
and that
just
when we
meaning you
actually
get
get
along
into
on that
it,
first,
it won't be as
Ascension level
bad.
acquisition.
What about level 2?
Level 2, we expand a little bit beyond just the 1 and 1. We're starting to bring in dust that many of you probably currently already have, Tier 2 Primordial Dust, We'll be expanding
So,
inventory cap.
to
for
go to
that as well,
A1,
too.
you
So
just
you'll be able to
need
collect more and
the
more.
character token
And then the skill
and one of the
the
class
tokens, they increase from 1
Then,
to 10, which
to
is
go
a
from
significant
A1 to
increase.
A2,
But while you're
you need
looking
500
at,
tier 2
getting all your
dust,
champions to Ascension level 1,
10
there'll be other
of the
ways to
class
get those
token,
tokens so that
and
you can
2
prepare for
of
Ascension
the
level
character
2 is ready
token.
for you.
Fantastic. So what I'm seeing here is that it takes one of each token to get
Just
from
give
level
us
just
2, 3
to get
dust.
that level 1
Yep.
ascension.
I do
And
agree
then
with that,
I need 2
you, John.
champion tokens to
Why-
get to level 2.
Why are
But
we
I
still
need
doing the tier
10
2
class
primordial
tokens.
dust
As you said,
that
there
we've
might
all
be
been
some
dumping
other
into our
ways
6
to get
stars
those
because
class
it was
tokens,
useless?
right?
So
talk to
most
us
of
a
us
little
are
bit
at
about
0
that.
because we get it and we
for
just
sure.
go
This is
ascend the first
another
6 star we
item that
see.
you'll be able to find throughout within the game. You'll be rewarded it.
Class
You'll see
tokens
it
will be
within
found in
content.
rewards throughout various
And then you'll
pieces of
continue as
content.
well to
Okay.
get one of these with those cluster drop pulls that we mentioned that will help you
Okay.
along the way as well too.
Yeah, fantastic. So we talked about a bit in the incursion rewards. I believe there are 20 of these, something like around that number, right? There's a decent amount of these in the Saga incursions that are going live next month. So you're going to be start earning these
So the
right
Saga
away. And these aren't
incursions
meant
next
to be
month will
super
have these
difficult to
class
get, correct?
tokens.
Right. So these are meant to just be a way to interact
Yeah,
with
where
the
are they gonna
ecosystem
put
for
in tier
Ascension
2
and
primordial
all of that kind of
dust?
fun stuff. Speaking of that rank, that
When
level
pulling
1,
an
right?
assembled
Again, I didn't change
champion
the
from
rank
a
to level
cluster
there
drop,
either. There's a lot of
they're
slides here,
automatically
guys.
taken
All
to
right, lots to go through.
Ascension
Anyway, there's
Champions
auto
gained
ascension
via
level
other
1 as
sources
well. So
will require
cluster
a
drops are
manual
meant to
rank.
just make ascension easy. So when pulling an ascendable champion from a cluster drop for the very first time, before they're ever ascended, they are automatically taken to Ascension 1, and the class token and the champion token are consumed right then and there, so you don't have to do another manual step. Now, if there are pieces of content that award, Ascension tokens and all the stuff, you have to do a manual rank up at that point. But the goal here is that if you get a champion from a cluster drop that's not ascended, they're now ascended for you.
Yes, which is hopefully super exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll see it ascended right away. If it's a new champion to your roster, you'll get that auto ascension with the new champion. And if it's a duplicate, it will work as well too in that case.
Fantastic.
First
So it's
right there.
ultimately relatively simple here. It's pull the champion, have them ascended.
Yep.
Pull the champion more, take them to level 2. That's really all it boils down to at the end of the day,
Exactly.
right? So let's talk a little bit about the Ascension base pool. So we had Kabam Neuro on the stream. That's 2 mentions of Kabam
Launch
Neuro today on the stream.
pools.
Hey, buddy, I hope you're watching right now.
There's
So
champion.
he does great work, by the way. So it's great to have him on the stream and put his face to his work.
32%
But
of
the
the
base
pool
pool
getting
is
tuned
launching
out.
with
These
5 per
champions will be
class.
available
Okay.
via new
Now the launch
crystal
pool was
sources.
carefully designed to
more
interact with one another as a
details
group of
on what
30
went into the
champions
creation of
for
this
the
pool.
feature's launch. Now, as you know now, you know all 30 at this point. You'll see that there's many different RPG mechanics that are present amongst the champions,
They've been
and
making a
about
lot
a
of
third
people
of the
having
pool
low
is getting
accounts to
tuned up
quit
at
the game.
launch. These champions will be available via new crystal sources like
Maybe.
those
It
empowered
also
crystals
could make it
and other
where-
cluster drops as well.
I don't know
And
that
if
there'll
you
be a
want more
promo code. It's
details
probably
on
just
what went into the
drops.
creation of those pools and in their
They haven't
their
done a promo
entirety,
code in a
check
long
out our
time.
class reveal posts from the past few weeks. There's lots and lots of info on all of that stuff. But here we have a full picture.
And no
of
Kabam
the
has
launch
drops
pool. Let's
right
take
now. I
a
don't know if
full
drops are
screenshot
active
here
for,
of
like,
this,
me.
Finn, if we can. Just
But I know
look
they
at
said
that.
after
now,
the
obviously, like I
stream,
said, a third of the pool is getting tuned up, and these
until
tune-ups
next
are
Friday.
feeling
So for a
really,
week,
really, really nice
anyone
for a
streaming
lot of these
MCOC
champions.
will have
Honestly,
drops.
some of them are getting a really
So I'm gonna
nice
be
value boost,
streaming
in my
7
opinion.
days in a row.
And a lot of them are just very strong as they are. Like Mojo right now, for
Probably gonna
example,
take
is
off
an
Sunday and miss
absolute
one of the
monster
days.
at the moment for Alliance War. If you get him ascended for next season, oh boy, he's going to be absolutely ridiculous. I would love to pull that one. But yeah, so it's a really, really nice pool, honestly, I think. So I'm excited for this to go live. So let's talk about base pool updates because I find this very interesting. This is a bit different from how we've
Future
done
base
things in the
pools
past,
will be
right?
its own
So the
crystal with
launch
its own
pool or the
champions.
base pool, as we would usually know it of Ascension, it does not grow. Unlike the 6-star and 7-star base pool, right? Talk
That
to me
means
a
it
little
won't
bit
get
about
harder
that.
to acquire
Sure.
launch
Yeah, this is
pool
something new
Ascension materials.
we're trying. And it's going to be a trend with Ascension as well too. We're trying to try some new things here and there and see what works. But we really wanted to have a fixed base pool for this this group of champions.
There will be one
With
promo
which that
code,
means
maybe.
is as you know you're working
Okay,
through
if
this pool.
I'm in
whether
a
you're
lot of
getting it
chats,
from a
if
crystal,
I
which
hear
we'll
about a
talk about,
promo code, y'all will know
wherever
right
you're
away.
progressing through it, we're not going to be adding more.
I'm keeping an
champions.
eye on everything right now.
And what that is really to say is set the baseline that it's not going to be getting more difficult when you're working your way through this pool. You're not gonna be focusing on a champion within it or hoping to get one within it, and then all of a sudden we make it a whole bunch more difficult by adding more champions for you. That is to set the base. And then as we go, there'll be plenty of new ways to access the champions from this
So
pool
each time they
and
do a
work your way
group
through.
of
Sounds good.
Ascension, they're going to be
Let's
like
talk
in a
about some of these
cluster.
crystals now,
Like,
all right? Because
instead of the 7-star
I've
crystal
been waiting
growing
to talk
like it
about
has
these
to
empowered crystals.
300.
I'm so excited.
This crystal
Talk about these.
for this
These
cluster
are
will
launching
always be this
alongside
crystal.
Ascension, and first of all, and most importantly,
Empowered
they look
crystals can
absolutely
drop
gorgeous.
like
so
face
good.
pools
They
and
look
cluster
so
drop.
good, right? So let's
A
talk about the
non-ascendable
empowered crystals
7-star
because they can
champion.
drop 1 of 4 items.
7-star shards,
and the lowest reward they
6-star
can drop is a
champion.
6-star. So 5 stars.
Yep.
Rewards,
Yeah,
available
right?
for 200 units.
I'm sorry. Listen, if you're a progressing
use the
player,
grace
5 stars
system.
could be very useful for you. But if you're at the point where you're chasing 7-star
you need
Ascension,
120
you
to
don't want to be pulling
guarantee
5 stars from Valiant crystals and stuff, right? So
base
we
pool.
decided just to make these crystals really good.
And they're
ultimately.
200
That's just
units.
that was kind of your
So
goal here. You wanted to
20,000
make the
something
crystals
units.
good. And I think you did a good job here. Where the lowest you can get is a 6-star, and you can actually get 7-star shards outright. Then you can get those non-ascendable 7-star
24,000
champions as
units
well.
to
So from the
guarantee
7-star
one.
base pool, the normal base pool, and then there's also a low chance to get a base pool Ascension cluster
Nice.
drop here.
Set.
Grandmaster's Gray system as well. So you'll
Just keep
always
it-
be working towards that that goal of getting that cluster drop there. So talk to me a bit about
That's not a
these empowered
great
crystals
grace.
and
I mean, I'll
how
probably buy
we're
them
going to
once
get them,
in a
where
while,
they
but-
are, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's 2 main ways you'll get these. One is through rewards within the game, so you'll have them just within a lot of your basic reward avenues. They will be earnable, and then you'll also be able to spend 200 units on them as well too, which is comparably a pretty solid amount, I'd say. And the real goal with these crystals is to make sure that as you're earning them, you always feel like you're moving forward. So whether that's from the content within them, or from the grace system as you're progressing towards the greater prize there. We always want to make sure that you just
They
feel like
ruined
you're
our
moving forward.
Nicolect.
Yeah, now these are cool, but what's even cooler is the greater empowered crystal.
At least they're
So
experimenting
this is
with
going to be the
Battlegrounds.
premier Ascension crystal from the Ascension base pool. Now, greater empowered crystals will be found as rewards in content and likely used for offers in the future for big events and
cannot be
big
purchased
sale days,
with
of
units.
course,
It will
right?
not have crystal
But
shards.
these cannot be purchased with units, and they also will not have crystal shards. So
Contains
this
cluster
is very
drops.
interesting, right? So if you look at
get
the premier
free
7-star
one on day
crystal
one.
at like 7-star launch, we had the Titan crystal, right? And it took a very long time to earn Titan shards toward opening that first
I
Titan.
mean, even if
right?
their first experiments
Instead of
don't go
having,
well, at least they're trying stuff. So
greater
maybe it'll
empowered
come
crystal
around.
shards, what we have are empowered crystals, right? Talk to me about that dynamic a little
For
bit.
sure. So yeah, when comparing it to some of our other crystals, like the Titan crystal or the 7-star hero crystal, as you collect shards, you are making that slow, steady progress to that crystal. Where we wanted to change things up a bit is we still wanted to give you that slow, steady progress through the grace system of the empowered crystal, but now along the way you're getting additional rewards. Right. You're getting rewards. You're moving forward at every crystal we give you, and you're you have that additional chance at a really sweet reward as well, even regular empowered crystal.
That's right. And, I think a very important piece of information here is that, when Cavalier went live, way before, your time, Act 6.1, Cavalier crystals launched, right? There was no gray system, and there was a chance to get like 6 stars, and like you could get them for 200 units, and they were exciting at the time. Then same thing with Paragon crystals, same thing with Valiant crystals. But ultimately,
I think it's bad.
they weren't really given out as rewards to
Maybe
offer.
I'm being too
Here and
optimistic.
there, sure,
but
right? Here and there, they're throwing as bonuses for stuff. But the goal with empowered crystals is to use them as a reward source a lot more than we ever have in the past. And I think that's very important.
And right away.
And right away.
It sounds to me
Especially
like
with,
they're going to be
the free one
making
right
sure
off the
that
bat.
you're getting
Fantastic,
Ascension
absolutely, yeah.
crystals.
So let's talk a bit about brand new champions, right? So Ascension for like new release champions, as we know, every new champion added through a standard release, through Valiant crystals.
So it's like I'm not going to be able to
ascend
ascend Blue Marvel
So,
until 2027 because I
Ascension
didn't
for
get the
new
amount of a
champions
pre-release
will be
crystal. Is that
exclusive to
right?
their featured hero Valiant crystals to start off, but those champions and their Ascension materials will be available again to earn some form in the future, likely in 2027, but no exact details to share at this time. Can you talk to me a bit about that?
For sure, yeah. We want to bring some of the focus and the excitement to our brand new release champions when they release. So we're putting some focus on this crystal, but we know it's not always a blast to open. So we're also planning some changes around this.
I'll still be
crystal
here,
as
but I'm
well.
going to be on mute.
Absolutely. Those
and distract
featured
for a
Valiant
minute.
crystals are getting a very nice update
I'll be
as
back.
well, alongside Ascension, going live with the first new Ascension champion that's not RER, right? Pixie. These are getting a makeover, right? So on top of the featured champion and the Grace Timer being a cluster drop, talk to me about these increases right here.
Absolutely. And yeah, a great note is that the Ascension materials will also be granted from the Grace Timer of the featured champion pool as well. So you don't just have to rely on the chance for that. And then in addition, we're doubling the drop of the 7 stars, just the regular 7 stars within this. And that's sort of part of a greater theme that you'll see here as we go through this, that we're, in general, making 7 stars more acquirable, and we'll be getting more players into that 7-star ecosystem so they can start to play around and enjoy Ascension as well too. Then we've got 1% on the Ascended base pool, so that will be your cluster drop from the base pool. So you'll be empowered crystals, but also from this one now too. And then we've also got a bit more of a chance just to get empowered crystal as well from this. And that, again, will be that theme of just making sure you feel like you're progressing forward. You'll be progressing towards the grace on that. You'll be always going forward is really the goal.
Right. So what I'm kind of seeing here is that 7 stars are going to become a lot more common, right, in the game through the empowered crystals that are given out for rewards, right, through content, and also Valiant Crystals getting an update here. One thing to note is that brand new champions, while their Ascension is not going to be readily available right away, they are still entering the Titan pool as a 7-star, just as normal, right? So you're probably going to be earning a lot more Titan shards. So those new champions are probably going to be a lot easier to get as 7 stars in the future as well. Now, what progression levels can purchase these featured Valiant Crystals, Carson?
So these will be Paragon Plus.
Paragon Plus! I just saw somebody in the chat just yelling justice for Paragon. So there you go.
Justice is had.
There you go. Justice is had. Absolutely. So let's talk really quick also about non-standard releases, right? So we're going to break this down and boil this down just very, very simple here into 2 different groups, all right? Standard releases, brand new champions that are added as a completely new character through featured Valiant Crystals. And then we're just going to say chase champions for anything that's different from that, right? So unlike the base pool and new featured releases, there's not going to be a cookie-cutter release strategy for those sort of chase champion Ascension acquisition. For example, we may release a champion like, Kitty is a great example here, and we feel like she, powerful enough without Ascension, she does not need that launch, and she can still be released into the 7-star ecosystem without her Ascension being immediately available. And that's not to say those chase champions will never have Ascension, of course, but just not right at launch. Each one will be handled in their own way.
For sure. Yeah, we want to leave this open so that for these other champions that come, we can do lots of fun things with them. We can try different things. Some of them will be easier, some of them may be more difficult, some right away, some a bit later. We're just really trying to leave it open so we can do lots of fun stuff.
Makes sense, man. So let's talk about how the economy is going to look in 2026. Looking specifically at Paragon Plus here.
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing of note here is that with all of this talk of, there'll be more 7 stars and that sort of will be changing, we do want to make a note that for the rank 5 rollout, that is going to continue to progress as normal. There's no planned changes to that at this time. But yeah, as I just mentioned, you're going to see this increased acquisition of 7-star champions, both through some increased ways to earn them, as well as the bundling of Ascension with the champion as well. And on average, you can expect roughly as a baseline, 1.5 ascendable base pool champions to be earned via standard rewards each month. And that is to set the base. There will be more ways on top of that, which we'll even get into one very shortly here as well, too.
Yeah, and that's just for standard rewards. That's like side quest, EQ, incursion, saga, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah,
Whoa.
collectives.
Collectives are coming. Now, listen, this stream is already, super long. We got a lot more to do today. So we're not going to dive into collectives today. They are coming, though. And collectives is kind of made to work complementary with Ascension, plus 7-star Ascension. Talk to me a bit about this.
For sure. This is mostly just to give you guys an example of what we're talking about. As the game evolves, we're going to be tying Ascension into more and more things. We've already got planned on our up and coming here that when collectives comes, we're going to be rewarding more and more of these Ascension-related things, and you'll be able to see more and more ways to get them.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for that. So stay tuned for more info on collectives, probably next stream, and definitely a very deeper dive the following one as well. But Carson, let's look to the future here, man. There's still 9 more levels of Ascension to go, so that 7-star runway, it's definitely extended, right? So those 7-star champions, they're going to be valuable for a very, very long time. But you know, up next, naturally, the Ascension cap will be raised from 2 to 4, and at that point, 1 and 2 will likely be easier to get, right?
Yep, we plan to go in sets of 2. No exact set timeline for that. But as we progress and we increase more levels, there'll be new and increased ways to get the earlier levels. And you'll see that increase for your already ascendable champions you have as well too. You will have to be careful though and watch for the champion-specific tokens and make sure you're getting enough of those. Because if some champions may be restricted in those, that is something that you need to make sure, well, you're just getting enough of.
Right. But ultimately what I'm seeing here is that if a champion is enabled for Ascension, they're not going to not be able to go to level 3 or level 4 when it's released, but you do need the champion tokens for that to do it right away, of course, right? So no finer details on the level 3 or 4 cost just yet, because we're working through it, man. We're working through it. We got all 1 and 2 ready to go. And also, the 2026 new featured hero champions will return to have their Ascension levels earned again in new ways. So man, that was just so much to do with the economy and systems of 7-star Ascension. Dude, thank you so much for breaking down all of that for us today. And guys, we got more 7-star Ascension news coming up. We have another guest later on in the stream to talk about the power level and what it's going to do to the meta as well. But Carson, thank you for breaking all of this down. We have some more stuff to talk about here, so Carson's going to stick around too, because there's some more stuff to comment on as well. But that is the
more stuff. I thought they were almost at the end of the stream
for 7-star Ascension. But that's not the only thing coming, right? Or not even next month, but like in the future, there's more to come. We know that Act 9 is concluding. Act 9.4 is coming in April, right? And we know that Karina has been corrupted by the Chronos Serpent herself.
Why is this so out of sync?
But not yet, because that's in April, and in March we have a new set of Karina's challenges that are coming to the game before she gets corrupted, right? So we have a very special set of challenges that are going to be based on good versus evil. Now these are exciting and these are fun, and I'm very excited to launch these into the game. Starting on March 11th, the next set of Karina's challenges are going live. Now this is going to be using heroes and villains in different quests, right? Of course, Karina's challenges typically revisits older quests. So we have the Grandmaster's Gauntlet, the Ordeal. We have the Abyss as a big throwback there. And then we have a bit of a tougher one than Abyss, the Epic of Pain.
I've never done Abyss, so
now, that's a new quest right there that's going to be taking all of the bosses from the Epoch of Pain, putting them into a gauntlet where you have to do all of the bosses in a row. So these are going to be releasing 1 per week starting on March 11th. This is the order they are released in if you do want to plan. It's going to have 2 crystal pools, hero and villain. It's a rather large crystal pool. You probably have most champions you want to use ranked up already, but if there's some that you want to target for some of these things, you have a very long time to prepare for this, right? I think that is pretty cool. Let's talk about what the rewards. Someone's saying thanks, Carson, by the way. Oh, that's great. So let's talk about the rewards, because the rewards are pretty juicy
all 6
here, man.
of these challenges,
the Brave
you get a 7-star ranked
It's a really nice reward spread. If you complete all 6 of these challenges, you're going to earn a 4 to 5 rank up gem crystal,
power crystals,
along with other valuable rewards, including greater empowered crystals, which we now know about, tier 5 alpha catalyst, 3 to 4 rank up gems, multiple, and a selector with powerful heroes and villains. That's pretty fun.
I still don't see anything about.
If you do this, you can ascend Maestro, right? We talked about, hey, some of those chase champions might be tougher to ascend, might be this, might be that, right? Well, listen, Maestro's Ascension, at least level 1 and 2, will be living here. If you complete 4 of the 6 challenges, you can earn level 1 Ascension for Maestro. And if you complete all 6, you can have your Maestro up to level 2. Now listen, if you want your Maestro to be a little shiny as well, you might want to get through this kind of quickly, because if you're done with this before May 13th, which is a really long time from now, actually, but that's 1 month after the challenge releases, you can get a first appearance 7-star Maestro. So in my opinion, there's a really nice grace timer on getting this Maestro. So you have a very long time. So get in there. It's going to be the only time to ever get a first appearance Maestro, which is pretty cool.
We've been one war off of
also,
P2 so many
semi-related, you want to ascend Star-Lord 2? Well, guess what? You can, because launching on March 25th, which is the same time as the Hero Abyss Challenge, if you defeat the Abyss of Legends Quake with Stellar Forge Star-Lord, you can earn his level 1 Ascension materials and also unlock his awakened
That's
ability
coming in 2
if
weeks.
you didn't use an awakening gem in the past on him, right?
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's pretty darn exciting.
Yeah, and this is a great example
Hey,
as
well,
well
let's talk
too,
about
as how sometimes
9.4.
Ascension might come later for champions, where the initial acquisition was before. So we're leaving it flexible. Well, just because champion didn't initially come with its Ascension doesn't mean it won't come in the future.
Yeah, sounds great, man. So obviously we have the Grandmaster's Gauntlet. You might have to face the
Let's refresh.
collector up there again. Can we get that slide back up, Finn? Yeah, beautiful. So if you do all this, if you complete Act 9.4, a little bit of a spoiler for rewards there, you might have, 3 rank 5 7-star champions.
So if you
And
complete
that's-
Act 9.4,
That's pretty cool.
and you have
that's all this
3
is saying,
rank
right?
5 7-star
Right?
champions.
Or
I'm
actually,
talking to you two.
no, that's not true.
Then you get
because if
progression level
you
10.
complete Act 9.4 and you have 3 rank 5 7-star champions, possibly a little overdue, you will get the next progression level, which is the Elder progression level. You will be an Elder. You can be an Elder in under 2 months. Finally, the next title past Valiant is here. And that's pretty exciting. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for the new progression level. It's going to be going live. A lot of people saying, yay, finally, yes, yes, finally, yes. Very important note here, there's no have Ascension type of thing requirements for this, right?
It's have
so
3
yes,
rank
there's going to
5s.
be a new ecosystem in the game, and it's going to be a larger runway and everything. But we're basing all of this on what our typical runway was, right? So you complete your content, you get your rank 5s, and then you do the story content, and you'll be PRG 10. You will be Elder. Very important distinction here as well. There is absolutely 1,000,000% a free-to-play path to progression level 10, pretty much on day 1, I believe. It's probably going to be a week or so after, because there's a lot of content to do on day 1. But a lot of players got their first rank 5 from Solo Coliseum and other events. We have more Solo Coliseum coming in April. There is a 4 to 5 Gem Arenas challenges, and there's also going to be, of course, a rank 5 equivalent in total of Act 9. So complete Act 9, do all the content, and you will be there. All right, so that was a lot of information, and guess what, guys?
Yeah,
we
it
have
was.
even more information as well, because yes,
Oh,
new things are coming to
more
the
information.
game next month. But so before we jump into our champions, I want to give another thank you to my buddy Carson for jumping on, being such a fantastic guest. Thank you so much for joining us, man, and I'm sure we will see you again in the future.
Happy to be here. Thanks, guys.
All right. Now, man, this has been a long stream already, and so we're going to have to start rushing through things a little bit. But let's take a look at our first champion launching in next month for March. Let's do that Pixie deep dive.
Pixie deep dive.
Pixie's attacker loop is all about casting your spells and building up to those big special attack payoffs. To begin, charge your heavy so you can evade and put the opponent to sleep, then heavy to cast your first 2 spells. Now that both of your early spells are on cooldown, build up your power and focus on your light attacks to reduce the cooldown. And any time that's up, you'll want to cast them again so you can keep gaining your soul wisps. Continue this process as you work toward your special 3, and once there, it should still be on cooldown. So, launch your special 2 to convert your soul wisps into passive prowess, and you can launch your special 1 from that power efficiency. Then, watch the fireworks as your opponent starts to melt from your Neuroshock passives. Continue taking advantage of Pixie's prowess while stacking even more Neuroshocks with your special 1, using light attacks to refresh
She
the
seems
cooldown
slow.
until the opponent is knocked out. And hey, remember, when Pixie is awakened, her Neuroshock doesn't just counter miss, she also prevents skill attackers from evading. So if you happen to come across any pesky skill defenders who like to disrupt your flow, don't worry. Pixie's full of heart and soul, and always has a plan.
All right, so that was Pixie coming to the game, a beautiful creation by our very own Kabam Honeydew. And Pixie is a lot of fun. Let's first of all take a little look at this right here, because she looks really cool, man. Yeah, I'm really excited about Pixie. Someone's saying another build-up champ. Honestly, Not really. She's pretty speedy, dude. She is pretty speedy. So let's get the, yeah, there we go, beautiful. So listen, we are super behind on time today, so we can't do live gameplay for our champions this month, unfortunately, but I definitely want to talk a lot about Pixie here. So she's a very, very interesting champion, and she casts spells to activate certain abilities, right? So casting spells grants an item, a resource called Soul Wisps, okay? Go on cooldown after use, but her light attacks reduce this cooldown. Her special attacks, they start on cooldown, but that's not as restrictive as it sounds.
Potency by 90.
So essentially what you want to do is you want to use your heavy attack to counter evade, right? And then you're going to put the opponent to sleep. Then you want to go for your heavy attack, and you can reduce their shock and bleed potencies by minus 90% after the heavy attack, and that's going to be 2 spells right there, okay? You want to build up to your special 2, and you're going to get a nice power reserve on that special 2.
Abyss,
and
so
since
I don't know
it then will go on
about
cooldown, you can launch that special 1 over and over and over, place those neuroshocks. 1 light ending combo is going to be enough to reduce the cooldown to launch another special 1 right away, and the damage on the neuroshocks scales with special damage as well. So Pixie is looking like a really, really fun champion. I'm very excited for her to get into the game. She's really, really cool. She's got a lot of utility, and she's got a lot of damage as well. I think she's bringing a lot of really fun stuff to the game. I'd love to do some live gameplay on her, but we are, oh my God, we're already an hour and a half into the stream. So I'm gonna have to throw this one over to our content creators, our wonderful creators, because they're gonna be putting out a lot of Pixie content. I'm putting that request out to you guys. You got to do my job for me, because you got to cover me, man. I can't do it. I can't do it today. There's just no time. But yeah, so obviously go check out all of our fantastic creators. We have some people who put out consistent content on our new champions every month, and they put out some really fantastic stuff. Pixie's a really fun addition to the game, and I cannot wait to see what she does. Also, look at this beautiful artwork right here. A little update to that Tooth and Claw saga art as well. We have Madeline and also Pixie coming through that portal right there, which is so, so cool. Speaking of Madeline, oh, not yet. Well, we'll go over that next. But let's take a look at Madeline Pryor as well, who is the other champion coming next month.
What was the point saying?
Madeline Pryor has Goblin Horde pre-fights she can expend before entering a fight. If you need a nullify at the start of the fight, you can opt for the Crib Swap pre-fight. Not only does this provide a form of buff control, that cruelty also gives you an additional buff to hinder, so you can stack up even more degen damage. And to begin, strike the opponent to start building power. While working your way up to your special 2, you can weave in attack punishes to place your misery buffs on the opponent. Once ready, launch your special 2. And from here, you're gonna want to keep your opponent over the pit, focusing on baiting those heavy attacks and punishing them to stack your misery buffs. The hinder from the opponent being over the pit will reduce the potency of the misery buffs and any other buffs they trigger while it's active. This will result in some nice ticks of degen. Don't forget, time slows down when your opponent charges their heavy while they're hindered. So, you can immediately interrupt their heavy attack without having to dash back. That way, you can easily stack up that misery. And if you're struggling to get the opponent to launch those heavies, you can opt for the Goblin Instigators pre-fight to infuriate your opponents when they're standing over the pit, allowing you to have a much easier time getting your opponents to charge those heavies for you to punish.
I like that she's all about blocking.
Also, if your opponent gains some pretty potent buffs, you can use those buffs against them. All you need to do is ensure they're hindered before triggering them to watch those massive degens melt them away. And hey, don't forget, if your opponent's power meter ever gets out of control, you can use your special 3 to power steal at their full power bars. That way, you can ensure that you stay in full control the entire time.
Oh man, honestly guys, I gotta be honest, I'm actually like so upset I don't get to play with these champions right now because they're so much fun. But those videos really do a great job just outlining everything that, you know, how to use them and everything, and really showing them off in a really nice way. But Madeline Pryor is an absolutely ridiculous champion coming as the second champion this month. Quick note, by the way, with the updates to the Valiant Crystals, we are moving the second champion release from Tuesday to Thursday. Not a major jump there, but just a heads up in case you have the
Independent
schedule,
rupture.
you know, all internal
All
and you
four
go in
still.
expecting Madeline on that Tuesday. It's going to be Thursday and Thursday from now on. Just a heads up. But anyway, let's talk about Madeline Pryor because, oh my goodness gracious, this champion is wild, right?
Power still.
So she starts the fight with the force field, granting her different effects. Now, I did see some people saying like, whoa, does she have a Penny Parker shield? Close, but I feel like, you know, Jean Grey force field is a little bit of a stronger comparison, right? Now,
Start
she's
each
also
quest.
immune to bleed and rupture when
free class,
active,
also grants an
and she
uncanny
places
passive.
misery buffs on the opponent. She's a mystic champion who places some buffs. Now, her special 2 summons a pit of grasping, clawing goblin arms, right? And while the defender is in the pit, they're going to be inflicted with a hinder debuff when the opponent enters it. And when a buff with
does she do
reduced
against Dark
potency
Phoenix?
activates on the defender, she inflicts a degen passive on them. That's where most of her damage is going to be coming from. Her special 3 is Serpent there, right? It's going to steal 50% of full bars of power, which is kind of crazy. Also from her SIG ability, she's going to start each quest with a goblin horde just kind of following her around. And this is going to give her different pre-fights, right? One of them to get rid of a buff at the start of the fight, and another one to put an infuriate on the opponent when they are in the pit. Also, it's going to grant her an uncanny passive until her first special attack as well. So Madeline Pryor ultimately seems like she has a lot of complicated stuff going on. But in reality, she's relatively simple. You want to use that special 2, and then you want to use the special 1 to kind of like increase the potency of her force field and stuff. And you want to, very important here, utilize her inexorable to bait heavy attacks on the opponent. It will slow down time. That wasn't slow down the deep dive. It will slow down time, and then you punish those heavy attacks, and you do a lot of damage. So that's going to be really, really nice. Now, speaking of, she has a hinder effect, right? So alongside the launch of Madeline Pryor, we're also going to be cleaning up the way certain effects occasionally used as buffs are built so they can actually interact with things like hinder, for example. So some of these relevant effects are confidence, glancing, the regeneration mechanic part of death immunity, as we saw, inexorable, when that's a buff,
There is
way,
kind of a
routes,
destroyer
untouchable, stuff like that. There's other effects as well, but much less common and relevant. For example, like Hunter Spider on Venom Pool. An example of what this will be like, for example, so Destroyer will be getting a nice boost from this as well. His 75% hinder debuff will now reduce
Does that mean his
Cersei's
75%
glancing
hinder
buff's
will also
ability to
reduce
glance.
Serpent's
So his hinder
That's
debuff will
immunity
now do what you
by
expect it to
75%?
do, which I think is great. And that will result in
What's up, Melissa?
Cersei only having a 25% chance to glance attacks. Right? Now, really fun as well, this is also going to interact with Intensify, allowing them to be increased at the same time. So if you bring Gladiator with confidence, for example, into the Valiant EQ, where you get the Intensify buffs, all of his confidence is going to be juiced up. He's going to be doing even more damage, which is really, really, really fun stuff. So yeah, that's going to be a really nice update to go alongside her and also make Destroyer just feel that much nicer as well, who, by the way, is in that Ascension pool, which is really, really cool. And just look at the Goblin Queen, man. Oh my goodness gracious. I think she looks great. So yeah, both of those champions, I am really, really excited for both of those champions. Again, go check out our CCP creators for more Pixie content, for more Madeline Pryor content. They're going to do a fantastic job. Maybe I'll even make a video on them this month because I didn't get to play with them here. I want to play with that. I want to do some more. And enter our giveaway at playcontestofchampions.com/stream giveaway so you can win one of these two
Doing
champions.
good, Melissa.
And
How
they're
are
both
you?
really, really cool. Now, also, let's look at this real quick right here. Look at this. I love this artwork. We just got we got Stellar Forged Star-Lord and also Deathless King Groot. How about that? How about Stellar Forged Star-Lord? He's pretty cool, right? But I don't know. I think we need another.
Is that going to be a
Forged
Stellar
Chase.
Forged
You think?
Deadpool?
I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? Who is this? Who do we think this is?
Deadpool.
Is that Deadpool? I see a katana over there. I see some swords
could
going
be-
on. What do you think? It looks like Deadpool, right? Well, it's going to be a Mystic champion this time around.
Blade.
It's not Deadpool. The next Stellar Forge chase is going to be Blade as a Mystic champion.
Blade is
going
gonna be a
on
Mystic
March
champion.
5th. Stellar Forge Blade is coming. The chase is beginning, and Cosmic Champions, they
Blade
better
BGs, that's
beware.
fun.
Because Isophena's got their mystical hands on this damn fear. And this variant has easy access to Atrophy, degen, and a sense for danger that can make a god tremble.
So his
Now,
danger
the
sense
first
is
piece
going to work
be
against
available
gods.
in this month's
Oh,
launch. We'll
he's
encounter
for
showcase on
Heimdall.
March 5th, so make sure you jump in. I am super excited about this upcoming champion. I think he's really cool and he looks incredible. I was actually talking to the designer of Stellar Forge Blade 2 days ago, and I was like, hey man, Blade's looking super cool, really, really awesome stuff. Is there anything that you think I should, really highlight, emphasize here on the stream, before closer to his release? And he said, yes, all of his weapons are now gold. And I thought that was exceptionally important here to highlight. So that's really, really important, and he looks so cool, man. He looks really, really, really cool. In all seriousness, I was like the ISO infused parts of like his tattoos and everything, and I love the white and gold aesthetic there. He looks really, really cool. So yeah, that's launching soon, and the chase is
I won't be streaming after
really,
the
really
live,
soon,
but I will
and
come back
the
in
kit
an
is
hour
fun.
or two.
I'm excited to go over the kit
stream
more.
into the evening.
And we got some artwork here
In case
as well.
people need drops.
Just looking good. Blade is coming back, man. He's making a comeback, which is pretty darn cool. Pretty darn cool. All right, also, we have to give just a really, really big shout out, by the way, to Skylight03, who apparently can see the future, who posted this in November. Please, Madeline Pryor in March with Pixie, since they are magic related, might also release that magic rework by that time. Now, Skylight, completely unrelated, I'm gonna need you to DM me next week's lottery numbers if you don't mind. You can actually do that right now while we watch the magic deep dive, because the rework is launching next month.
Oh my god, I need to refresh
Magic
this.
can be played in different ways to maximize her utility or damage surrounding her limbo buff. If you're fully focused on sustainability and buff control, when your opponent is in limbo, you'll want to use your heavy attack to place your buff deceleration passive to extend the uptime of your limbo buff. Slowing your limbo tick down allows you to maximize the uptime of your neutralize passive and can make for a strong safety net if you slip up and need to heal back the damage that you took. To maximize her damage, begin by striking your opponent and always keep an eye on your power. Immediately after gaining a bar, you'll want to launch your Special 1. This will trigger her buff acceleration and will get your degen passives rolling along. From here, continue striking the opponent to build up to your Special 2. And once you're ready, launch it to stack up those degens and watch the opponent start to melt. If your opponent is under a bar, you can immediately heavy charge after your Special 2 to slow down the expiration of your limbo, allowing you to pause your degens and melt your opponent even further. If the opponent isn't already knocked out, just repeat this process until they are. Now, keep in mind, Magic Special 3 is supercharged against buff-heavy opponents. If you're facing an opponent who gains a lot of buffs, you can just go for your Special 3 to nullify all their buffs and watch those degens send your opponent into limbo.
Oh my god, I love the shot of her going into the portal and just like disappearing.
Places
So
up
magic,
above.
the team has been cooking up
Ending
a
limbo.
nice magic rework to make her feel like a 2026 champion since 2025, right? So, man, we're definitely really excited about this. I know that you guys have been waiting for 7-star magic and even 6-star
took it away too
magic
quick.
for a very, very long time now. And listen, I'm excited for this one, but I want to bring on a very, very special guest to talk about this
isn't it
magic
showing?
rework coming
Oh my
in
gosh.
pretty much like a rebuild, like Doctor Strange, Iron Man, kind of like how Cyclops, how we did those, coming in as pretty much a brand new champion here. Welcome to the stream.
Alright, I got it fixed.
Very good friend of mine, Kabam, John. What is going on, my man? It's so great to have you on the stream.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Excited to talk about
I was
characters.
thinking about it last night. I was like, I don't think I've ever had you on a stream since I took it over.
No,
and
yeah.
I don't know how that's possible, by the way. But yeah, no. For the few people at home who don't know who you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just let everyone know, what do you do for Marvel Contest of Champions? How long have you been here? All that fun stuff.
Sure, yeah, I mean, I do most things. I started years ago now in 2017 in QA, and then slowly worked my way into being our first balance designer. And since then, I've been working on characters. There was a time where I worked on pretty much every character from like 2018 until like 2022. And then took over stuff like Alliance War and Battlegrounds, working on some exciting new stuff like Fortress Assault, and then also just started creating the balance team as well. And so Been lucky enough to be here for a long time and get into design here at Kabam as well, and it's been a great time.
Yeah, it absolutely has, man. And obviously, we love having you here. So now, one reason why I wanted to bring John here is because, I mean, listen, we've been working together for a very long time, and even before I worked here, when I was still a full-time content creator, we still kind of worked like side by side in different lanes. And Magic has been a champion who is, you know, kind of, you know, had that red tape around here for so long. And there's been many different times of like, all right, should we release Magic? All right, we can't release her as is. Like, what should we do with her? So what I kind of want to talk about here is just like, how did we arrive at this version of Magic? Like, talk to me about the process of like what this is.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. Magic's been a fan favorite and also a personal favorite. A lot of players and individuals in the studio, myself as well. Like I was definitely just ripping her in old AW, just like bashing everything I can with the 5-star version. But similar to Quake, we had kind of acknowledged that she's very problematic in the game, and her previous kit was just something that would never really be able to be feasible for us to release. She just churns off too much content, and in a way that kind of just makes it uninteractable. There's not really much of a challenge if you're allowed to use Magic. You kind of just are playing against like a punching bag because they just never do anything. You heavy them in the corner forever, you power lock them forever, but we still really love the character. And so in order to bring that loved character back, we decided that we needed to do a pretty big overhaul of her kit. And I think we've done a really great job where she really captures a lot of kind of that high skill chase that you used to have with old Magic, albeit a very different high skill chase compared to now.
Yes.
It's kind of just the only way we'd be able to bring a beloved character back without completely kind of destroying the difficulty curve in the contest and you know, stuff like Battlegrounds and Alliance where she would just immediately start like running the show anywhere she could be used. And so this allows players to have the beloved character. We're also still being able to have them at higher power levels, I guess.
Yeah, makes sense, man. And you know, you touched on the high skill component, right? Where back in the day, it was like an absolute flex if you can backdraft intercept with Magic and launch the special 2 on time and connect your combo, right?
Yep.
We say this a lot here that like the summoners in the game have gotten so much better over time, right? So the high skill component of Magic in 2026 is very different from, hey, can you do an intercept? There are so many things that she does now. If we can get the slide deck up, Finn, here, just to take a look at this, where she has some new mechanics here that we've never seen at all, where there's buff deceleration, buff acceleration, she can slow down
I wonder
the
how long
ticks
it's
of
going to take
buffs.
to be able
She
to
can
actually
also
get her.
speed it up by 400%. If she uses a heavy attack, right, she goes into her portals, she falters, she makes the opponent miss, and she stops their buffs. She kind of like slows down time there. And then she can speed it up with the special attacks, and then she can, do dire degen like that. She still has Limbo, and now if you play her properly, you can expect Limbo to be active for pretty much most of the fight. If you utilize Mystic Dispersion in a way, right, where that Limbo, when it goes away, you get
she
Mystic
does
Dispersion.
actually have
Also,
Mystic
she puts Fury
Dispersion.
buffs on the opponent that she nullifies. Her special 3 is absolutely insane. But yeah, it's I feel like there's a lot of
I
stuff she can
didn't
do.
see
and I'm
power
really
still,
excited to
but I
see how
noticed
players
whenever
utilize
he
this
did
new
the
version of Magic.
SP1, right as he
Yeah,
got
like you
it,
said, super
he
high
got the
skill. I
SP1
mean,
back.
Yeah, like the backdraft intercept back in the day being like a huge skill thing. Even like, oh hey, it's in
I don't see it
Iron
like
Man
in
Infinity
this
War. Like, how do I
slideshow
deal with
that
this
they
guy? I'm gonna
have
have to
up.
learn how to punish his heavy with
But
my
she
own
did
heavy.
something.
An impossible feat. And so Magic was one of those skill expressive characters back in the day. And I think the new version is so much fun because of how much control you have over it. Like a really high skill Magic player can make the opponent's buffs as long as they have a duration really just not a problem. But at the same time, if you don't know what you're doing, you could actually go the opposite way, and then those buffs that, you know, somebody like, you know, Darkhawk has what, a 4-second regen, and you could accidentally just make that way longer because you're not playing the character properly, and it could be detrimental. But sometimes you could also make a buff that you don't want on the, or the
I mean,
opponent doesn't
overall,
want
it
on
does
them
seem like
extend
a
much
major
longer as
nerf.
well. And
I never
there's
really
just
got
so
to
much
use her,
control and
but
so
I'm
much
aware of her.
skill expression in the kit that it feels really, really good.
Yeah, I think she's going to be very powerful, and I'm very excited to see what she does. But yeah, Magic she's being reworked, starting next month. But I think that what everyone wants to know, what people have been begging to know, how do I get her? Like, when can I start to acquire 7-star Magic? We've been talking about it for so long. Can you just give her to us already? All right, fine. You want to know? You want to know how to get Magic? Well, as we said, that Radiant Store update is going live March 11th, right? So the chase for 7-star
to
Magic
trade in
officially
20 limbo
begins in under
tokens.
2 weeks.
You can get
She's going to cost
10
20
tokens
limbo
for
tokens,
Radiance.
okay, for 7-star Magic. And as we said, Radiance is going to be
281,000
the premier way
Radiance
to
to get
acquire
10.
Magic, okay? Via Radiance, there will be 10
You can get
tokens
tokens through
in the
offers.
store per cycle.
First appearance available for
A lot
70
of people
days.
have been saying, oh, it's going to cost a
You
million
get 3
Radiance.
free
It's going to cost 2
tokens.
million Radiance. I'll never get Magic. Oh my God. Oh my God. Radiance, it's going to
well,
cost
kind of, right,
20,000
Susie?
Radiance per piece. Now, of course, in the Radiant store, there is the cost curve, right? There is the cost curve.
Yeah, maybe.
So if you buy all 10, and
Maybe
then
she's
all 10,
Dracula, but
right,
she
it's going
has
to be a little bit
damage.
more than
Like,
you know
maybe her
20,000 per
rework
Radiance,
coming
of
out at the
course.
same
But
time
that's not going to be the most
Dracula
optimal
made
way
them,
to go
like,
about
crap
doing
on
that,
his
right? Because there's
damage
also a launch event featuring
so that she
3
wasn't
free
overshadowed.
tokens. So let's talk a bit about that right there. So
It's 6-star
the Magic
Magic.
Rework is going live in March alongside the Goblin Ascension Army event. So the way
And
this essentially
Goblin,
works is
by
you're going to
opening
open
crystals, more
Goblin's Army
crystals, more
crystals to get
goblins.
goblins. So
Empowered
you earn
crystals
those
at the top
goblins,
of the
which are
track.
essentially points by
6-star
opening the
Magic
crystals.
and Mystic
More
Wickham
crystals
gems in the
equals
track.
more goblins. Now, these crystals can drop a varied amount of goblins, so there is a bit of an
So we
RNG
get
factor
to
to it. And there are a bunch
train,
of
basically,
powered crystals at the
with
top of the
6-star
track for
Magic
some Ascension
before we
stuff.
get 7-star.
And you will
If
be
you want the
earning
first
6-star
edition,
Magic and
you need to
Mystic
get it in
rank up
70
gems
days,
in the track.
which is
Once you
460,000
get
Radiance.
the 6-star version of Magic, we have another little tiny mini Karina's Challenge here as well. If you go into Act 6.4.6 and you take on
And once
the
you get 6-star
Grandmaster
Magic, you
on
have
the
to do
Angela path,
646.
right? When you defeat the Grandmaster
using
with only 6-star
6-star
magic, you will get 3 Limbo tokens worth over 60,000 Radiance. And a lot of people are saying, we need money for this. No, you do not, I promise. Now, there will be some Limbo tokens available for offers as well, but not many. Honestly, the best way to acquire Magic is going to be through those Limbo tokens for Radiance. I hit the wrong button there. Also, on top of that, once you acquire Magic, another little surprise here is that there's also going to be Limbo rank up gems in the Radiant store in March. So these rank up materials are going to work for all dimensional beings. So there'll be additional bundles to use on
One
Magic.
Awakening Gem,
So there's going to be
196.
one bundle at launch for 1 Awakening Gem and 199 Sig Stones for 8 Limbo tokens. And another bundle that will have rank 2, rank 3, and rank 4 rank up gem bundles for 12 Limbo tokens. So once you acquire that Magic, there are still more Magic materials that you can chase with some
So
Radiance
if you
as well,
wail
which I
on
think is
it,
pretty exciting. And listen, if you get
you can
Magic
rank
and you
for
want to
her,
awaken
awaken her,
her
and take her to
right
signature
away, and use a
200
Mystic
immediate.
Gem and all this kind of stuff, you can still acquire these items and you can use them on other dimensional beings. They were tuned appropriately so they're not used just for Magic, which I think is pretty darn exciting, man. So
Might
Magic
get
is
it, like, 10
finally
days
coming to the
early,
game
like, with
next
one
month. The rebuild
thing,
for her,
but
her animations look incredible.
I'm not doing
I
that
think she's
kind
going
of
to be a
spending.
really fun addition to the contest.
that
I'm excited
size
for her to
of
be at a usable rarity
channel.
once again. And for everyone who's been saving your Radiance and waiting for Magic, the time is finally coming. That's going to start happening. But listen. It's not the only reason why I brought John onto the stream today, because listen, we got some more stuff to talk about with Ascension. Isn't that right, John, right?
Absolutely.
So 7-star Ascension, you've been had your hand working on this as well, and it's a huge feature. We talked about acquisition, we talked about the economy of this, right? But what we haven't talked about today is the power level of these 7-star Ascended champions. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today and preview some of it as well. As we know, there's a new gameplay mechanic,
Your
right?
champion will
But
do
not
extra
even
damage.
just on that, but just talk to me a
full
bit about
duration
the
of it.
design intention of 7-star Ascension as a whole.
Yeah, it's stuff we kind of talked about at Summoners Fest, but we really wanted to ensure that the game's got a long life ahead of it, and we know that kind of increasing the chase, or at least the length of chase with
But they're done
characters
in,
is
like,
very,
10
very
minutes.
important for that. But we also wanted to make sure that we respect the character's current roster. We don't want to have another roster reset like 6-star to 7-star. We know how painful that is for players, and so we want to still find a way to kind of have that long lifespan of the game and
Someone in
continue
Spanish said,
having
"What did you
players,
say? I don't speak
engage and
English."
chase more power. And so ultimately Ascension is what we landed on, where you still get to keep the same characters and a lot of the investment you've had in those characters since you started getting them and ranking them up. But there's now additional power you can chase in them with Ascension. And as we see kind of up here, Iso Burst and Might, as we do with any kind of rarity update or adjacent to a rarity update, we add gameplay effects. So with the 5 stars, we did the SP3 minigame. With 6 stars, we added Adrenaline. With 7 stars, we added Stat Focus. And so with 7-star Ascension, we'll be adding Iso Burst and Might. And so, yeah, we're pretty excited about how all this worked out. And I think that it's something that we've seen so far that players resonate with a lot more than if we had done a rarity update. And I think it's something that I'm excited for as well.
I fully agree. And you know, speaking again candidly just from a player, it's like, you know, the hard reset, it can be exciting, right? Because all of a sudden it's like, hey, I mean, listen, let's be real here. Opening crystals and getting new stuff is probably one of the most fun parts of the game. Like, you know, you get that crystal, that champion you're chasing, and it's such an incredible feeling to have that hard reset and just like, all right, I gotta kind of start over here.
Yeah.
Where at this point, the goal is really just to not deprecate your roster at all. We want to build on it and enhance it while also keeping the rest of your current 7 stars extremely valuable for the foreseeable future here, right? Now, Might and Isoburst is one way we're adding more value to the Ascension here. And you know, one thing we haven't really talked about are the specifics of how it works. You know, we know it gives extra attack, and that's great. But let's break down the specifics here. So at launch, you know, the Might bar, it's going to be filling up on its own over about 50 seconds, give or take, right? Now, once it's activated, Iso Burst is paused while attacking. So if you like launch that special 2, that long special 2, and it's like just about to expire, well, guess what? You still get your Iso Burst, right? And then once it expires, it actually comes back quicker. So for content like Coliseum or longer quests, right? If you're in a long Alliance War fight, the first one's going to take roughly a minute, give or take, right? A little bit less than that to come back, and then you're going to get your payoff, and then it's going to come back around much quicker, right? So it's going to be a lot. It's going to happen all the time. So talk to me about that a bit. It's very different because we've had a few different like ideas and iterations of Iso Burst, where there was a time where there was a manual trigger, where it was only on specials, where all this kind of stuff. We ended on this for a few reasons, right? Let's talk about that.
So the manual versions were great because they gave players a lot of control over it, and it helps you ensure that your character is getting the damage boost at the right time. But ultimately what we found is that it was a lot of added complexity for players, and some players would really resonate with that, and some players wouldn't. So ultimately we landed with doing the automatic one, and so this just means that effectively it's always guaranteed. And during Iso Burst, it's a bigger increase of damage for the window. If you stay
and keep it in sync,
aggressive and you go forward and constantly attack, that you can hold on to that damage boost for longer. And so, honestly, it's just been. We really felt like we needed to give a gameplay mechanic, and we wanted to give something a little bit more interesting and fun, but not too complicated. It could have been many other things, but we've also designed it in a way that it's quite open for future changes. We've talked about collectives before, and there's no reason we couldn't do something like, a collective that makes you deal more bleed damage during Iso Burst, or apply more bleeds, or gain extra precisions, or anything on those lines.
Well, they need to come out with the collections. They've talked about that since
later, and that includes Might. We could have synergies or characters that gain Might faster.
And I was excited about that.
Often. Nodes as well, like we have Dauntless and Battlegrounds that gives us our
attention spans were never meant for this.
Strikers
I agree
quicker.
with that guy in
We
chat.
could look at doing something like that with the
2 hours
Might
is
bar
too
as well.
much.
And so ultimately, we're pretty glad that it's simple, it's easy to interact with, and it's very open for us to go wherever we want with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing about it is that it also happens on defense. It fills up quicker on defense, right? But it's also paused from gaining any progress while you're attacking the opponent.
So you
right?
still end up at 50
And
seconds.
one thing to note there is that like this will give some of your ascended champions some more value on defense, but it's not going to make them, game breakers. They're not going unstoppable. They're not going unblockable from Might. It's an attack increase at the end of the day. So if you do get hit, hey, oh no, like you got hit with Iso Burst, it might hurt a little bit more. Don't get hit, right? That's ideally what you want to do. But that's essentially where the danger is. It's if you mess up, Iso Burst might make that a little bit more punishing.
Yep, and as long as you're staying aggressive, you're also going to be like delaying the Iso Burst on the defender as well, right? Like both sides of it, as ascended 7-star, you just want to stay aggressive. You always want to be bashing against the opponent.
Yeah. Now, we did say this is a thing that happens automatically, but at the same time, I do expect a lot of our skilled players to maximize this, right?
Yeah.
So I actually do have a clip of some of that maximization of just kind of showing Iso Burst. Can we play the Sandman clip, Finn? So if you look at this right here, we're launching this right before it activates. Watch this. Boom, special 2, and now Iso Burst is activated right here, and now we're doing our little heavy stuff, and this is a big old man thing, and this is buffed Sandman, and oh my god, he's so good now. But oh my god, he's so good now. We'll talk about that a bit more in a bit. But yeah, that's essentially all there is to Iso Burst. It's like it activates, you do some more damage, and you can optimize it if you would like to, right? Yep. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. So now I also want to talk about specific Ascension power level as well, right? So because here's the thing, I've seen some people be like, well, listen, if they're not ascended anymore, these champions, all unascendable champions are no longer good. That is so not the case at all, right? So the way that level 1 and 2 is working here is essentially combined. The first 2 levels of Ascension will each grant slightly less than 1 typical rank of a champion.
You're going to have less attack
right?
as a...
Now, however, when it comes to challenge rating,
but your challenge rating
Ascension level 1 and 2 are going to grant 15 challenge rating each. Now, that's pretty significant, okay? Now, challenge rating is one of the most important stats in Marvel Contest of Champions. However, John, I feel very confident saying about 90% of the people watching at home right now, and we have like almost 30,000 here, I'd say about 90% of the people don't even know what challenge rating does. And that's no fault of their own, because it's very complicated and honestly a little confusing. So do you think you could kind of break?
Challenge rating is essentially a measure of, in the past,
why is he so
rank
quiet?
and rarity, but now also your Ascension level. And it will influence things that use our standard formula. So things like crit rating, things like armor rating, block penetration, block proficiency, so on and so forth. An easy example of kind of how much it can have an effect is for folks that played Act 6 on launch, it was really brutal because you took so much chip through block. So everyone using Captain America Infinity War, Sunspot, all of that kind of stuff. And that was because the defenders were so much higher rating than the characters that the players were using. And their challenge rating is so much higher that it made the defender's block penetration higher, and it made the attacker's block proficiency lower. And so challenge rating has that ability to essentially increase or decrease any stat that's pretty much not attack and health. And so as we kind of see here, the Ascended champions will have a higher challenge rating than the Unascended champions at rank 5. And so that means a character that relies a lot on their ratings, somebody like Lady Deathstrike with their Ruptures scaling off of armor rating, would actually probably gain more benefit from having a higher challenge rating than they would having higher attack and health.
Interesting. Yeah, so as we can see from the graph down here of M'Baku's stats, and you might be wondering, why did we choose M'Baku? Well, there's a great reason for that. As you can see, he just fits really well with the words on the slide, and that's the entire reason why we went with that. He's also ascendable, so it works. But essentially here, as you can see, right, we have this built up in a way where it's rank 4 unascended, rank 5 undescended, and then rank 4 Ascension 1 and Ascension 2. The reason why I built it that way is because, hey, obviously rank 5 Ascension 1 and 2 is going to be higher, right? But ultimately, when it comes to ascendable champions, right, there might be some champions in the pool who are like, hey, I don't really want to rank 5 this champion just because I have them ascended, right? Yeah. But as we can see here, you don't really need to if you don't want to, right? Like, I mean, like, you know, as the game progresses, the economy progresses, rank 4s will become more common, right? So I feel like taking a champion to rank 4 will be a lot easier and more realistic here, right? But he might not want to be like one of your first rank 5s or one of your few rank 5s,
even if you can get to tier 7, you can't get
but
to
if
tier
you
4.
look here, rank 4 ascended champions will kind of be comparable to like rank 5 champions. Like I'll tell you right now, I have 2 rank 5 champions on my account. Neither of them can be ascended at launch, right? And I feel very confident in that because 7-star champions with each rank is still going to have a relatively, you know, power level compared to max ascension champions at rank 4, right? So we kind of built this out in a way where all 7 stars will still have value for the foreseeable future.
Absolutely. And it's really going to be a question of, do you want to chase a few champions with that vertical power and you just like double down on them, or do you want to have a wide roster, which is something that's very regularly rewarded now? Yeah. And so both are viable options for you to chase. Both have their different benefits. And so lots of stuff for the players to decide what to do with their rosters.
Yeah, and there's really no right answer here, ultimately, right? Like I know some people have been ranking specifically ascendable champions, and that's 100% valid, and they're going to be very powerful, you know? But yeah, so that's essentially what the power axis of Ascension level 1 and 2 is going to look like at launch, and of course, this is going to progress as time moves on when we have 3 and 4, and then 5 and 6, but that is very far in the future that we do not have to worry about that right now at all. Right now, level 1 and 2 is going to be launching, and as we can see here, undescended champions still hold up very, very well alongside them. But, dude, talking about champions that hold up very well alongside them, some of these champions, some of the launch pool champions, well, you know, they weren't holding up too well.
Yeah.
So we're actually buffing about 30% of the champions in the pool, right? So let's talk about some of those champions and what that means for the game and the meta and as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of defenders in the pool, and as players know, that's always something that we chase early on in the meta because it's going to create more space for other attackers to come and be more powerful. But since these are going to be the only characters you can ascend, we also want to make sure that those defenders actually start to feel a little bit more like a two-way. So Korg, for example, here has been like pretty much an entire update just for his attacker loop. And he actually has a very strong damage loop, especially for longer form content, stuff like Coliseum we have here. He actually has consistent damage as long as you can stay on top of how to play his loop. And we kind of see that with a lot of them where it's quality of life updates to make them feel more consistent and have a higher presence on attack. Or maybe just a little bit of an update to something that will give them a little bit more legs on defense if they've already got some strong attacker loop stuff.
And Korg is also really, really fun. I'm so excited for that one. We also have Jabari Panther as well. Now, by the way, really quick, I do want to point out that these buffs aren't just for Ascension champions, right? Like your 6-star Jabari and Korg will now be buffed. Your 5-star will be buffed as well. So if you have any of these champions, there are 10 buffs coming to the contest next month, right? Next week, really. I love champion buffs, right? I'm actually really excited about this. Let's talk about Jabari a little bit here.
Yeah, Jabari is
gosh,
kind
they're
of
going to talk about each buff.
I saw some discussion online that were like, oh, they're nerfing Jabari. Oh, her precisions are slightly lower. And it's like, yeah, they are, but her overall damage is absolutely bonkers insane now. I'd be very interested to see if they have the same opinion on how strong she is after launch, because she's one of the ones that we were probably most scared of releasing just because how insane a high-skill player can get her damage to.
Yeah, without a doubt. I'm very excited for her. And also, Vision Arcus, who, you know, we had Kabam Neuro. That's the 3rd time we mentioned Neuro, by the way. Again, hi, bud. I really hope you're watching. We had him on the stream and talked about a lot of these buffs last time, and he said this is the one that he's really most excited for. I was playing around with all of these, recently, but I was playing around with Arcus a bit last night, and it's pretty fun, you know? So what do you think about this, especially with, like, this era of, like, you know, Coliseum being, you know, pretty relevant?
Yeah, I think Arcus already had like a really strong kit. He already had a lot of things going for him, but especially as an attacker, all of the things felt like they were just a little bit of just a shy, you know, number and duration away from being like fully usable as an attacker. And so that's kind of what we targeted mostly with this is a lot of things that just make him feel a lot more consistent and have a higher uptime on his different damage chases as an attacker, and overall just make him feel much, much better. Oh, without a doubt. Yeah. Also, we talked about Lady Deathstrike last stream. You know, we did talk about some of these last stream already, right? But one thing that I enjoy here is that we opened up the rupture potency scaling a bit, right? So it's not just strictly armor anymore.
I feel like these are
it's also going to be
they could
through
just
attack as
release
well.
the
One thing
slideshows.
funny, we have the squad builder out right now, and some people are like, dude, 2-star Lady Deathstrike is ridiculous, right? And that
These
goes
graphics could
really
just be
heavy
released.
into
We
like the
don't have
challenge
to
rating that you were talking about, right?
own.
So now, I mean, like, listen, Lady Deathstrike is probably going to benefit a lot from Ascension because, like, of the challenge rating, but also there's going to be a bigger benefit to actually ranking her up as well now too, right? So I'm pretty excited for this one. I've always really liked this champion, but she's always felt like it was a little funky with the way she worked. No, agreed. I think she's going to feel really, really good, and she definitely leans more on the armor than the attack rating still, but it now at least doesn't feel bad, especially if you're doing something like the EQ where you're getting a bunch of Furies and nothing changes with your damage because she doesn't care. Now it will actually increase a decent amount. Absolutely. This one is a great example of like one little tiny change can make a difference, right? So now his armor up buff is protected from nullify and stagger from champions because it's an austere buff. Same kind of buff that Jonah Jameson has, by the way, right? Also, but this is actually huge. The first hit, if it's heavy, cannot trigger critical shocks. So for years, this is just like, based on RNG, nuked his damage on his special too, right? So now it's going to be more consistent. We've also increased his shock potency and duration, and also his cowardice as well, right? So this one feels really nice. He's already fantastic. He's already a fantastic champion, but he's getting just that little boost, just a little quality of life change as well.
No, I think he's going to feel great. I think it's funny how like first hit of heavy cannot trigger critical shock almost sounds like a bad thing, but if you actually like know what you're doing with this character and can really play it to him, he feels so much better.
It is such a good thing. And this one you said yesterday we were talking about, you're saying this one's probably your favorite.
Yeah, Sam Wilson feels so good now. The reduction of stack limit for his sap charges means that you're going to get your power drain more often. And then you're talking about challenge rating before. Critical rating is one of those stats, and he relies very heavily on critical rating to apply those ruptures and get more sap charges. We had his SP1 physical vol is way. It's double duration and potency. And his loop just feels really strong. He actually feels incredible for closing out Battlegrounds fights now.
Oh gosh, they're killing me.
That SP2 into SP1, your lock-on is more than enough time to, if you want to, try and get 2 SP1s into an SP2, and his damage is just bananas while still having a ton of tank stacks with all that armor, again, also increased by the increased challenge rating, and then having a ton of control with the power drain.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this one as well. I've always really loved this champion's kit, but his damage, right, and like, usability wasn't always up to par, but I feel like this is going to be a really nice boost for him as well. He also got some more stuff too. He got a lot of updates here, but I was running out of lines to write on it, right? But yeah, I'm excited for that one. Man-Thing as well is going to be a little bit more consistent, right, in his matchups because there's a little bit more control over his nullify, right? So like no accidental nullifies against like Dark Phoenix, for example. We moved his Sig ability, Fury to Agitation, increased the potency a little bit, right? Also just made his regen a little bit more cohesive as well too. Just some nice quality of life updates to a defender-leaning champion who can also be pretty nice on attack as well.
No, he feels so much more consistent. Your damage feels like it's you kind of always know what you're getting now with him, and it is overall much higher than it was before. And
nice.
Old Man-Thing felt like there was a little bit of a grab bag of sometimes he does a lot, sometimes he doesn't do much.
Yeah.
And now as an attacker, he feels much more consistent.
Absolutely. This one, I mean, I showed you guys a clip of that Sandman clip. He is, if you use him properly now, right? If you use the special 2 to go into unstable, knock them down with that, and then get the heavy attack off, his damage is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Because essentially, what's happening here is you're going to be getting an extra heavy attack, right? That's where a lot of his damage comes from. All of those damage bursts on the heavy. If you get an extra one, and they're progressing as it goes along, that's like an extra 140k sometimes against Mystics per cycle. That is a ridiculous damage per cycle.
Yeah, that's like half of a Battlegrounds health pool.
Yes, right? So that can close out like some Sasquatch, some Man-Thing as we saw. Like, oh my goodness gracious, man. This guy is absolutely ridiculous.
So strong now.
Yeah, very excited for that one. We showed Emma Frost last week actually, a little bit against Bullseye, but she also just feels like kind of like Sam Wilson in a way, where we kind of like went through her kit, she kind of touched up like everything she needed touched up, you know what I mean? She feels really nice. She feels like a champion that was released much later than she was now, a bit more relevant for today's meta as well, which I'm very excited for Emma Frost. I've always loved the champion, but again, it's like I think she's going to be a lot more useful in today's meta.
Yeah, and again, the challenge rating being really big here with her as well. The crit rating per prowess is also going to gain even more. All of those huge tank stats she gets when she's in diamond form, she's just going to be even tankier now, to the point where maybe she even starts becoming a stall defender if you don't bring an armor breaker. She just feels way better.
I love that. And this one, you were telling me yesterday, you're very excited about Storm Pyramid X.
Yeah, Storm Pyramid X feels so good now. She's actually just like a complete damage hose. She now gains her second or whatever her non-activated Tempest is from using a heavy attack, duration scales with how long you charge it. And that means that you're gaining way more prowess all the time. Getting 2 prowess per bar of power instead of 1. That means that you're probably doing, 40 to 60% more damage from a special than you would have with the old version of the kit.
Yeah.
And she just like absolutely blasts Battlegrounds health pools. If you get lucky and get a bunch of crits, you can probably finish a health pool with just a special 2.
So you say just go to special 2, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Hey Finn, play that clip of Storm Pyramid X. So after we talked about it, I actually went last night against Black Panther Civil War here. Just going right to special 2, like you said, nothing else, right? And I just wanted to see what would happen if I just used her how we know how to use her here, right? And, bait out the special 1s, rushing up, boom, right here, charge that heavy attack, go for the special 2. Oh my god.
So you actually didn't even play her properly there either.
Incredible.
So if you had charged your heavy off the get-go, you would have another Tempest, and all of you would have gained 2 prowess per bar of power instead of 1.
So that would have been like almost double?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous, man. Yeah, I was trying to go as fast as possible, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. So that damage can get even higher. So that's really fun. I really love that, you know? So a lot of these tune-ups, they don't look big on paper. Like, honestly, if you gave someone that Sandman update, you'd be like, you think this is going to be good for him? They'll be like,
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, like on defense maybe, right? But you saw that clip. Like, little quality of life changes can really update a champion to something really meaningful, which I think is fantastic. And so we have 11 of these, including Toad, right? Going live next month, all in the Ascension base pool, putting a lot of value into the Ascension base pool. I think people are going to look at this launch pool a lot differently once these buffs are live, in all honesty. So can we get the slide up, Finn? Yeah, let's talk to me a little bit about like the meta moving forward, what the future holds, all that stuff.
Yeah, so we're really excited for Ascension because it gives new characters the chance to kind of hop into the spotlight. We saw that when we had the 6 to 7 star rollover, where a champion like Gamora, we didn't update her at all. You know, in the Ascension pool, we're updating a ton of characters because we want to make sure that they feel good. But for 6 to 7 star, Gamora was suddenly a very, very powerful and desirable 7 star for people. And that's because suddenly you're kind of like only looking at her. You're not comparing her to a bunch of other characters. You're not comparing her to Hercules, you know, all of those kind of things. And so that really lets us kind of change what maybe the important RPG things that people are looking at are. You'll see there's a good amount of degen and in the Ascension pool. So somebody like Mr. Negative, also in the Ascension pool, is going to shine really strong because he can deal with a lot of degen. And it really just gives the opportunity for these characters that have always been kind of like just on the edge of that top tier to really shine and change the meta and who we're looking at. But also still bringing back some familiar faces from years ago, stuff like Korg, where, yeah, you know, if you know how to deal with him, he's not a big deal. But now that he's got extra stats all over the place, he's going to be something to plan around.
Like Sasquatch, for example, right?
Yeah.
Like Sasquatch during the 7-star launch, he was like the guy on defense because he was just huge, right? Over time, that became less of a factor for him because some new RPG mechanics came in, all this kind of stuff. Now that he's going to be even huger. Fresh on like the defender meta as well, right? With this.
Exactly. I think it overall it's going to be really good, and it'll give players the opportunity to use characters that they wouldn't regularly. So
yeah, I think that's really great. So we have again, this has been an absolutely massive stream. By the way, we have a few more things here, but before we get into those final things, we also do have some giveaway winners. Are we ready for that? By the way, is that a thumbs up? That's a thumbs down. So. We're refreshing, so we don't have it yet, but we're working on it, right? So we should have refreshed during that the meta part. That's all right. That's all good. But anyway, you know, I am excited to see like what happens with the meta, right? Especially when it comes to like, I love when players find a new champions that they love to play, and I love when it's like, you know, defense starts to look so similar all the time, right? Yeah. And I know that that's a frustration point for a lot of our players as well. So hopefully that can not change it entirely.
Yeah.
But also just add some more things to the mix so it's not the same kind of stuff that we see all the time.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, you know, we're not taking away the cosmic meta champions like Dark Phoenix and Serpent. Like, they're still going to be around, but suddenly they're going to get statted out pretty quickly and or at least have competition with it.
Right. So
the thumbs up.
We're getting the thumbs up? Oh, fantastic. All right, so we do have some giveaway winners. Can we get the slide deck up right here? Now, keep an eye on your Twitch messages, of course, right? Because we're going to be reaching out to you for if you want a Titan Crystal or your choice between Pixie and Madeline Pryor. By the way, I updated this slide. I was looking at the slide yesterday, and I was like disgusted with like how it looked compared to everything else. And I was like, how have I never made this look better? Anyway, point is, Titan Crystal, 5 winners for the Titan Crystal. Congratulations to Joe Jazzcat, love that name. Tim Alert. We got an alert for Tim. We also have Yajwant 111111, and we have Noir Mamba and Unpredictable. Congratulations. That's a good name.
Dave would
right?
love that name.
Yeah, he would. I wonder if he uses Beta Ray Bill. Anyway, congratulations. You have won a Titan Crystal. The rollover is happening very soon. You might want to save it. Or maybe you want one more chance at a champion who's leaving. Now, for your champion choice between Pixie and Madeline Pryor, we have Isagi 110. We have Rhapsody We also have El Vela 491, and we have an anonymous coward. Okay, and we also have Sayash 26, right? Congratulations to our 10 winners here. Keep an eye out and all that fun stuff. But John, also, thank you so much for joining us, for talking about Ascension and all the buffs and everything else. There is one more thing, though, here that, you know, you do want to say. You have an announcement to make as well to the players, so take the stage, my friend.
Yeah, this will be my last live stream because today's my last day at Kabam. I've been here for better part of 9 years, and it's been a really good time, and I'm so glad that I got to work on so many things, and especially stuff like Battlegrounds Ball and Summoners Fest, and those are things that I never would have dreamed I was able to work on, and it's been such a fantastic time with such a huge community, and it's been such a pleasure, but yeah, this will be my last time.
You know, it's... you know, John said he's been here for 9 years. Actually, can we just really quickly get the slide deck up, though, because I put something in for him. There's a big fan of Dr. Octopus, John is. But, you know, ultimately, John, you've been here for 9 years. We've been working together in some fashion for many, many years now.
Yeah.
It has been such an unbelievable pleasure. One very important thing that I want to make the community know here, that John has done so much here, but things are going to continue on. 100% fine without John, as if he never left. And a very important caveat for that is that if it was not for all of John's
Thanks.
over years, you have left such an imprint on Marvel Contest of Champions.
I'm just gonna have to go,
So much of this game
deal with.
has your blueprints all over it. You have done so much for this game. You are an absolute pillar in the battle realm, and you always will be, in my eyes, on Mount Rushmore for Marvel Contest of Champions, man.
Thanks.
You've built an incredible team over the years who are going to step into your shoes, do a phenomenal job, and I have all the confidence in the world of the entire team going forward, and so much of that is truly because